You haven't retweeted our tweet. And hip in the world. When did you start that? You realize we're live right now?
Huh?
You realize we're live right now?
Are we?
Yep. How'd you manage to start a fucking webcast while you're away from your fucking computer?
I don't know.
It's a black screen.
It's the black screen.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
On Twitch it is, yeah.
You're definitely, you're 100%.
I'm looking at it.
You're like actual, like you're not messing.
I'm looking at it.
You're legit right now. Like on God.
Would I tell you things that weren't legit?
I don't know. Would you?
No.
Did you announce it? And did you announce that we were doing a podcast in the TSN Discord?
No.
Do you want to maybe do that?
Maybe.
Maybe go do that.
Do you want to switch over to camera so people just don't think that we're...
I will once I'm ready.
They can, you know, they can hear us, right?
Nah, it's fine.
This is watched already.
I can't think of any topics.
Why are we live right now?
I thought we were going to do an episode, aren't we?
We are, but like, we weren't ready yet. And then you just magically started a Twitch stream while you were away from your computer somehow.
Look, we don't ask for the wrong questions, okay? That
How the
right
fuck
there was
did
the
you
wrong
even
question.
do that?
Look, we don't ask questions. We just let things happen.
It's literally a question.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Jesus Christ.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Nothing's gonna go wrong.
As we fade in.
That was my whole plan, just to let you know.
Fucking.
Just to act like I didn't do shit and nothing's gonna go wrong and then fade into the episode. Hello everyone, how y'all going? Welcome to the very first episode of TSNCAST. A bit jank, but it's gonna do. You wanted a podcast? Fuck you, this is what you're getting. Anyhow.
Hello, everyone.
Don't worry, I'm just casually repping my own stuff.
Not even the community merch, just you.
I don't have the TSN merch.
Wow.
I can't afford it.
He's like level 1 founder and doesn't have. Nice.
Oh god. Alright. So, let's do some quick introductions of each other. Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
I will volunteer as tribute. Okay. Hello. No, I can't.
Hi.
I was trying to do like deadpan in the camera, like, hello. My name is... No. Hi, everyone. My name's Dudster. I make music. I make very poorly edited videos and poorly made choices. And right now, this is unfortunately, maybe not, who knows, one of them. I also run as one of the two founders of TSN. And I hope to God we don't butcher this too hard. And hey, if we don't, the sequel's always better anyway.
Who said that? I think the sequel's worse.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Saw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 were all worse than 1, so...
You know, Star Wars 2. Not great.
I think the first 3 were just bad anyway.
Alvin and the Chipmunks 2. Not great.
None of them were great. What do you mean?
The third one, even worse. The fourth one, not great.
The fifth one didn't exist, so maybe that'll be the same here.
Shrek 2, arguably better.
Yeah, see? That's where your argument falls.
In the Shrek trilogy.
Shrek 2 was the best Shrek. The best.
Oh, God.
Are we about to fight about this before you get to introduce yourself?
No?
Alright, go on. The floor is all yours for you to face plant into. Jay.
Hey everyone, my name's Jay. I am currently one of the two founders of TSN, pending approval. Because I could be kicked at any moment. My position is temporary.
Wait.
So-
No. Hold up. Why is your position temporary, Mr.
Because I'm a
Co-founder
cripple,
with
you
me?
know, you never know when I can just waste away.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. But I am a content creator at times. I'm an emo at times. I'm in an identity crisis currently. So
This is my
uh,
last resort.
we'll see where I end up. But currently I'm one of the two founders of TSN, and we are bringing you this podcast today because you on Twitter decided that you wanted one. So here you go. Yeah, that's me.
There you go.
Um, yeah.
Well, I guess at that point, Miles, no one's holding you at gunpoint. You're fine.
I'm just testing where my camera can see. I'm kidding.
You're testing how much the police can use as evidence.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys can't see from here down, so.
Hold on, I'm gonna break the illusion real quick. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
No!
I've been turned down. See what I mean when I say my position is temporary?
I only turned you down
I'm-
because through my headphones you're really loud for some reason. Because I've got my audio setups done different. Because it's running through my speakers and then through my speakers to my headphones instead of just from interface to headphones.
Nice.
Purely just because I can't be fucked setting it up properly. But anyway, and plus I
Nice.
like my speakers.
That is the attitude we have over at TSN. We just can't be fucked.
Hey, I mean, we dropped the attitude for the podcast and look what happened. We're recording one.
Our founder, like number one founder, hasn't even liked our tweet yet.
Right, listen here. I have to stream this, alright?
You have a phone.
Mm.
Do you not have a mobile device?
It's fine, I just retweeted it.
Does the money you earn from owning such a prestigious community server like TSN not afford you mobile devices?
You assume, like, running a Discord server has a monetary value to it.
Oh yeah, you know that. Like 2 months that I was like founder, I was balling.
Yeah,
was-
you
I was-
you were bowling in your bed full of tears, not money.
He's not wrong.
God, imagine we just make a depression joke and everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with these two? And we're like, sorry, officer. Alright, well, we might as well get into the first topic of today, which I'm assuming you have something in mind.
I do.
What is it?
Hold on. My Google Chrome has just. Okay. But I guess we could go into what our plans as individuals are over the next like 2 months or so.
Or we can just not, you know.
Or we could just fade into black.
No, I'm kidding.
It's kind of how my life is going right now.
Jesus.
Fading to black.
No, stop.
Help!
Stop! Wait, so what are we doing? We're talking about our plans about what exactly?
As individuals over the next like 2 months.
I've
Is
got
TSN gonna be our
nothing.
main focus, or are we going to be focusing on different content? You know what I mean? You know?
I mean, I'm just gonna keep working on music.
Nice. What is the next 2-3 months for musical Dodster?
Oh, mate, wouldn't
Give us
you
some
like to
juice.
know?
Give us some juice on the podcast.
No.
Some exclusive Dodster juice.
Right.
We can sell that on our OnlyFans.
Okay, we need it. Okay, hold on. No. Like, hold on. What? Jay? What? No, Jay. We're not meant to talk
What?
about this on Twitch. We're not meant to talk about the
Why?
OnlyFans on Twitch. I'm pretty sure it's against
Oh.
TOS to talk about OnlyFans.
Shit.
But they weren't meant to know this yet. We were meant to post it on our Instagram. Remember?
Oh,
I talked to you about this
Goddamn.
before.
okay. I forgot about that. The
um.
plan of
Anyway,
world domination.
no one's gonna get these bits. No one
I
is.
know. It's great.
Okay. So my plans with my music stuff actually at the moment, I have two EPs coming out. One called CRT, which is three really good tracks in my opinion that didn't make it to 20 that I'm gonna release on their own. Oh, pardon me. And then I can't remember if it's CRT first or if it's the other one. And then I also have another release either after or before that called Homemade 5. It's basically just the final EP to Homemade. I did originally plan to make 12, so one every month, but that proved to be quite a bit of a strain to me, so I was like, you know what? This will just be the last one, and I'll be done. And then after that, I'll be actually releasing a full collection and basically just putting Homemade 1 to 5 all together and calling it Homemade The Journey So Far. And then
Nice.
probably after that, I'll take a bit of time working on some more music, and I'll be building up my new album, which actually, let me just quickly hop onto my Twitter because I did do a poll, with people guessing how many tracks would be on the album, and no one guessed the correct amount. I'm planning there to be 34 tracks.
34. Holy shit.
Um,
I know that wasn't my guess.
what was your guess?
It's probably like, what are the options again? Like 20 something?
Yeah, 17 to 21, 22 to 25, 26 to 29, and 30 plus.
I think I was 26 to 29.
I, um, my girlfriend actually voted, and I asked her what she voted for, and she still hasn't told me what. So I'm like, I guarantee you voted for 17. But she wouldn't admit it. But
Just so you spend less time with music and more time with her.
that's just one of my tracks. One of my tracks is just I don't want to spend any more time on music. I'm too busy.
The last track on the album.
The last track on the album is just called Too Busy.
I'm retiring.
I'm retiring. Just make it like a clickbait song, like I'm retiring exclamation question mark.
Goodbye, XX.
Is this
It's a
it?
plug
Dot
for
dot
it.
dot question mark.
Mm.
Actually, that just sounds like a um. Hold on, I had it in my head. Hold on, that's why I'm keeping it here. I have it in my head. I'm just trying to get it out. Dark times of the friends I made up. Dark times of the friends I made up. The secret track that I keep like alluding to, then I just remove, then allude, then remove to. I have album art. What the album art
Nice.
for the EP is done. Now I just have to finish. I finished 3 tracks. Now I just have to do vocals, which I'm taking my time with because, what I did with what song was it? Dread on Homemade 2 was like the only track I've ever made with my vocals. And after that experience, I just want to tinker around with what I can do with my voice in app and just see what I can do to make it sound better, basically. And that's where I'm at the moment. I'm just working on it.
I think singing is like, even for me, and I have no aspirations to do it professionally, like, it makes me nervous when other people are around and other people might hear it. Even though, like, I don't really care what I sound like, it's still, like, nerve-wracking. Um, but I find, like, vocalizing and singing and just doing different things with my voice is really interesting.
Mm.
Um, and looking into like different artists and how they do it, and especially like female artists like Ariana Grande, like these really high notes, and she just does it like she could do it in her sleep. But then you realize the hours of training and stuff like that that these guys do to get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just really interesting looking into different things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it gets insane the more you look into like people's like career path into like how they got to sing how they can.
mm,
Like with
exactly.
me, I've still got a decent way to go. Like my singing voice is just not there yet.
Yeah.
But with the abilities I have and with the resources I've got, like 100% I can get somewhere. But like with people that are already way up there, they've spent so much time, effort, and money, and just getting straight into like the more professional levels of singing and just knowing what to do. It just impresses me, like how quick. Like, have you seen like a lot of like the young people that are like on The Voice and like
Yeah.
America's Got Talent or whatever else? Because we don't have anything anymore. Oh, we have X Factor, don't we? Do we have that
We have the
still?
voice still. We have the voice still.
We don't have X Factor anymore, do we?
Not for a few years, no.
Nah.
I,
Um.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, we have The Voice, and like a lot of the young people on there sound fucking brilliant. But the only problem with them is that they learn the one song, or they just learn a few songs.
Mm.
But with the younger people that get through The Voice and actually like learn new and basically crazy songs that they probably shouldn't be singing, when they sing those, I'm like, please teach me.
Yeah, it's definitely like, and when you see those young people, and I know one that I follow quite closely. His name's Adam. He's from South Australia. Um, and like just like anyone else, has a little bit of a different story, but he's just like this country kid who grew up singing in the shower, and then he was like, "Oh, my voice! Like I can do something with this." And through the voice, like he got that little bit of coaching, and even though he didn't get through, he's now using that to launch his career,
Yeah.
and because that's what he wants to do. So it's interesting when you like where in the you, you hit 20 and then you sort of realize like I'm sort of in no man's land, but we're only 20. We've got like 40, 50, 60 years ahead to do whatever we want with. And
Mm.
who's to say in the next five, if you work hard enough, if you put your mind to it, like who knows what you could do with it. Um, so, exploring different things like vocals, like different types of beats and stuff like that. Doing that at this early stage in your journey is like super important.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
and if you don't open those doors, if you don't check what's behind them, then you know they're just rooms that could be full of stuff or empty. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's definitely another thing to put in your basket. That another thing you can explore and look into. Um, so I'm excited to see what's around the corner.
Yeah. Um. Going off of that, actually, I think it's really interesting with how the creative industry really works because it's very much so like it's open opportunity to do anything and
Yeah,
everything branches off into everything. Like for me, I'm a producer at the moment. I just produce tracks. But later down the line, I could make shit for like really big rappers and stuff and like I wouldn't know it yet. But if the opportunity arose, like no joke, I'd immediately take it because at this point I've hit a point in my career a bit ago, which Jay, you know this because I tweeted about it, and I actually found out I got revenue money out of my music, and I was like, shit,
it's kind of that moment of like, holy crap, like all that work turned into something. You know what I mean?
yeah, like I got given back for something I did,
Mm.
and that kind of just hit me, and I thought maybe this really is a thing I can do. Like if I pursue this, I can get something out of it. And like
Yeah.
money's not everything. We all know this, especially in most creative mediums like the money isn't everything. Being able to express yourself, being able to do what you feel and what you want, that's the main perk and the main positive about creative arts. And I think once you get something like monetary value back, or you get feedback from other people, or you even just get like a like on a post somewhere, and it's like it means something more than you
Mm.
thought it would mean.
Yep.
Can Messenger go away?
I think, you know, seeing something you work on turn into something real and something that you can see, um, is it's kind of like your first Twitch payout, your first follower, your first subscriber. It's that, yes, it's a number on a screen, but it's it's something I can see. It's something I can look at. I'm not just looking at a wall for hours and hours and hours and talking to myself for hours and hours and hours, and it's turning into nothing. It's turning into something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you talk about producing music, and every Juice World has someone behind them making them look good. You know what I mean? Like those artists without producers, they wouldn't be as great as they turned out to be. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Um,
Like I mean, there are like some cases where it's like some people self-produce and then they still sound
yeah,
great, but like being produced from someone else's ears adds a bit of something else to music. Like
yeah, you get a different point of view.
what's happened
Mm,
to like the two tracks me and you have made, they wouldn't have sounded the same if I didn't have you listening and getting
mm.
feedback from you being like, no, we should try this. So then I chuck it in. It's like,
Oh, that actually sounds great. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Y- It's it's the same with anything you work on. You can have one person's point of view, but then you could pull in four other people and get four different point of views, and turn it into something that's terrific. Like look at TSN. Would we be at the same point we are now without the minds that back us up? Like you and
no,
me. What do you mean?
no,
Know what?
I don't know.
But like we wouldn't be where we are without the people that it's not just you and me,
No,
right?
nah, hell no.
There's people who help along the way and people who perhaps are in the shadows at the moment, but they will get their moment in in the light a little bit, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Because their idea is being brought to the front, and is valued and is being worked on by a team of people, that little idea can turn into something amazing. But without those five or six point of views, it wouldn't be the same idea. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's. I could say exactly the same about my music because, like, I went back to listen to My Mind actually. I think a couple days ago, and I was just thinking to myself, oh, I might as well just go through my old album and see how different like my sound is. And my God, like it feels like I'm storytelling, but I don't know what page I'm meant to be looking for. You know what I mean? Like when you read a book in the when you go to the library and you read a book, but then you can't rent it out because you haven't got a library card, so you put it down and you go away. So you couldn't put a bookmark in it or anything, but you
Yeah.
try to remember like, okay, I'm on page 42, but then like that's halfway through. So then you try to find the halfway point, but you just skip 20% of the story
Yeah,
and then you just
exactly.
miss crucial bits. That's what my mind felt like to me because it felt good at first, but then once it hit like around about the halfway mark, I think it slipped too hard to a new point of the album.
Yep.
So I feel like how different my production is now and how I've kind of helped develop the sound I can make on 20. It's just my mind, but it was better produced, it was better put together, it was better arranged, just all around it was just a better album. And
Yeah.
I think taking that whole year to just reflect on what I did and like change from my not only my own perspective, but from like perspectives like you, my girlfriend, people like pardon me, people like Dex even, and also um Larson. Why couldn't I remember his name? I feel very Larson. If you're listening, I'm sorry. I don't know why I couldn't remember your name for a second. But yeah, just like with enough people that are like listening to my music, like knowing what they like about my music, what they don't, and like what they think and what I think. Just having all that information really helps me build up my music more into the sound a lot of people, including myself, really want to hear.
Mm.
And I hope um Dark Times and also the new album coming out next year really show that. I really hope it does. Um However, I want to actually bring something up um about collaboration and things like that. How do you feel, Jay, about how um collabs have been lately on Twitch? And I mean in the sense of not like, one person hops into someone else's stream and they do something together. I actually mean the kind where a lot of people start doing the same sort of stream style and then Twitch just starts feeling
The
like
same
yeah,
all
it
the time.
starts feeling like vanilla ice cream.
Hmm. I think collabs are a bit of a minefield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the essence of a collab is two people on different sides of a thing, right? Like me and you, right? You're in the music space. I'm in more in the gaming space. But the other day we came together on this channel and did a try not to laugh challenge, which was something that neither of us really do, but we came together and made a different, like, put our own spin on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but what Twitch is doing right now, like I'm looking down my followers list and everyone's playing Warzone. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And a couple of them will be in the same Discord call, right? And playing together. That for me isn't a collab. You know what I mean? Two
Mm.
creators doing the same thing they always do together. Is it a collab or is it just two people enjoying the same thing and doing it together? I think a collab is a different item, but you make it your own by two different people coming together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like when Among Us became a thing. You know what I mean? We saw Valkyrie and Courage playing with, the makeup YouTubers, or we saw politicians playing with gamers. We saw different worlds sort of colliding. That for me is a collab.
Yeah, and then
Um,
Corpse played with everyone.
exactly. Corpse was like,
Corpse
I
is
don't know
everywhere.
where. Exactly. But that's what it is. That's what a collab is. It's not gonna be. Among Us was never gonna. I think we all knew Among Us was never gonna be a permanent thing
Nah.
in pop culture or in gaming. But it became this thing where everyone could pull together and make videos and have fun for a limited amount of time. That for me is a collab.
Yeah.
Um, I think c- collabing now is something used as sort of a clickbait type word.
Yeah.
Um, like collabs for me have changed in definition, but for me, as a person who's been around on platforms for a long time, I've seen collabs, between Minecraft YouTubers or between people who do different things, and that for me will always be the definition of a collab.
Right.
Um, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but there we
I
go.
think that's a really good way to answer that.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
I kind of think the same way. Like, remember, I one thing I don't like about Twitch, if I'm gonna be fully honest, is when someone does something on Twitch, it works for them, and then everyone else does it.
Exactly.
Like that, I think that's a very big problem because not only is that everyone try to hearken on a, how do you put it?
Trend.
Yeah, they hearken on a trend on Twitch that someone started and it worked for them, and then it starts a trend where everyone else does it. I feel like it really intoxicates the community. I don't know if that's really the best way to put it, but I feel like in a way it intoxicates the community to make everyone think, "Oh, this is gonna work. This is I'm gonna get my Twitch payout this month." It's like, no, you're
Yeah.
probably not.
I think we've lost the ability to be individual. Um, and
Okay.
part of that is the explosion of TikTok, right? Everyone and their dog is copying each other because those videos do numbers. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That sound gets likes, so let me use that in my video. That dance gets so many views, so let me copy what Addison Rae did, or let me copy what Charlie D'Amelio did because it must be the dance, not the person. You know what I mean? So everyone has got this TikTok attitude where they don't want to be original to get views. They just want to take the easy part and copy someone else to get where they want to be. I think we've as a community we've lost the individuality portion of our content, and until someone original makes something that completely blows up the internet, will that come back? I don't know. Or will we just be a bunch of sheep for our entire existence? But
Yeah.
uh, it's a different world we live in. Um,
Yeah, like
like
especially if you think about how creative everyone was when a platform would begin. Like say for instance
exactly.
with Twitch, like everyone was doing all different games.
Yeah.
And that's like how it was for a good bit of time. But then after like new games were coming out and people were harkening on them, it started this issue of a trend problem where
Yep.
it was like if you wanted to see a new game, you just watch the top streamer playing it. You just watch them play it and then you know if you want it or not. And
Yep.
then normally that's how some people get their success. They play new games day one and then they'll get people to tune in and just be like, "Is this game worth it? Is this game worth it? Is this game worth it? Should I get it? Blah 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 blah. Blah. I'm a sheep. Blah 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 blah." And it's like, you,
Uh-huh.
the creativity in Twitch streams, I think, have just disappeared. Like the only
Yep.
few people I think that really do it, the biggest one of them all is Ludwig. Ludwig is like at the top
Oh,
of his game on Twitch. No joke.
man, absolutely killed it.
Yeah, especially with the subathon, like that shot him through a whole new level because like no one's done something like that before. No one's done
Yeah.
an
No one would
uncapped
even
subathon.
dare.
No, I mean I would because I knew it wouldn't last long, but like I don't
Yeah,
think
but
I don't think it, with how he said it's going to last a couple days and it almost lasted a whole month.
exactly. Like man almost like died from the amount that he was streaming. Like it was almost unhealthy. And I think that it, things that have impact, like real impact, really open your eyes to different things. And I think what Ludwig did after the subathon was like make an impact in a different way. Like, okay, maybe a month subathon isn't that healthy for me, but you got to try it to know that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? You got to dare to dream to actually find out where the glass is to be broken. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
I think I
Um,
get you.
and I think the people that are going out and breaking that glass are the successful people, but as well as the first one to copy that person is also successful in this world of TikTok, you know, copy pasta type
Mm.
attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Um,
think that's exactly the same with YouTube. Like, you know how, like, a lot of people are finding, like, Mr. Beast copycats or, like, Darman copycats and how, like, they were super successful. Like, we're shitting on Twitch and TikTok like it's a problem. YouTube is a whole new problem.
YouTube started it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you look at uh, you look at Linus, right?
Mm.
When he first started, that was unique. But now you've got Austin, you've got all those different people that do almost the exact same thing.
You got Austin, you got other people.
I couldn't list the other people,
Those are
but
the only two you know and care about.
exactly. But I'm like I care about that because Austin does largely the same thing, but he puts that Austin type spin on it. You know what I mean?
I think that's
He's
a
kind of loud,
yeah.
you know, whereas Linus is kind of reserved and reasonable. Whereas when you go to watch Austin, you go to watch Austin because he's Austin. You know what I mean? Not because of the idea that he's.
Hey guy.
Hey guys, it's Austin.
He doesn't even
Everyone
say
goes
that
to that
anymore.
video just for that intro, and now that he's stopped doing it, it makes me sad.
Now he's just, hey
Um,
guys, I did Wish Mystery Tech, but instead I knew what I brought and just waited 3 months and pretended I didn't remember a fucking thing.
but you
Uh,
know what I mean? Like you go to that channel for Austin now, but when he first started, he was copying someone he looked up to.
I think
Um,
I think that was everyone did that. Like, um, I think that's especially the same with like Marquez Brownlee. Like everyone was copying him because like his editing was super clean, his presentation was spot on. He knew all of his points about anything he was looking into. I mean, that's how he got his own fucking YouTube original show. Like, come on, the
yeah.
man knows what he's doing, and that's why so many people look to people like Marquez, like Linus, like Austin, like
Like all those other people.
no. I want to do justice and like list one more person. Like Oz Talks Hardware, like Nerd on a Budget, like Scattervault. Scattervault? Yeah, Scattervault. I thought it was Scattervault TV, but I think he just renamed it to Scattervault. Yeah. And then a whole slew of other people that do the basically the same premise where it's like they're reviewing computer hardware and software and things like that. But a lot of them, like how Ludwig puts it, yoink and twist.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
you yoink the content, but you
But
twist
you
it
gotta
enough
twist
to
it.
put your own thing in there
Mm.
and then put it out there. I mean
Exactly.
that's what I did because I did what was it, vlog.mts, and it was just a normal vlog, but I put my own spin to it with my own editing and everything and put the dumbest shit in there. And for some reason I did a subtitle only thing, and the subtitles really didn't matter. You didn't need to turn those on for that.
Huh.
All it did was
Yeah.
just spoil my new album, but no one caught on that, so it's fine. Um but yeah, like I like found quite a few videos, and I actually used to watch a lot of abridged YouTubers. But then it went down to like Little Karibo basically being the only one left. That was like out of the originals that really did well for himself. And he started a series about his mental health and stuff. And I was like, I want to do something like that, but I want to add my own twist to it where I can still like be my presentation self, but still like deliver the information nonetheless. So then
Mm.
I started update.mp4, which that's what that was. It was just me chucking that shit out. Although the very first one was just a joke, but from 2 to 4 was actually that premise. And now I should be restarting it by the end of this month, if not early next month.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's just the problem. Like, everyone just does the same thing now, and it's really disgusting in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we've
But
we've fallen again into this thing where it's like, if I can copy the most popular thing and not even put my own twist on it, I can still be successful. Whereas in the early days of YouTube, it was like, oh, Smosh is successful. Let me do a little bit of that, but let me twist it and be this person rather than just being Smosh 2. You know what I mean? Um, it's again, it's a different world we live in, but
El Smosh Dos.
exactly. And with the amount of channels that Smosh now have is just ridiculous. Are they
Yeah.
even Smosh anymore?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I think it's
Yeah.
kind of fallen out of what Smosh used to be, but probably in the best way possible, where they've shifted, I feel, naturally enough, to skit comedies on their original Smosh channel, and then Smosh Pit is kind of its own thing, I think. Because
Yeah.
now it's not like Ian and Anthony doing stuff, it's not their thing, but now it's like the normal casted crew doing their own things that they want to do now, and I think that's really great. Like, I think out of everyone in the current cast, I think Shane and Damien are like basically the icons of the channel. Like, a
Mm.
lot of people say they're the reasons why they stick around, because they just have such great like performances, they have such great jokes, and they basically shoot bullets off of each other super easily with their
Mm.
jokes, going back and forward and like making something that's worthwhile. And that's not to say everyone else doesn't do that. I'm fairly certain everyone else is probably the same, but it's just Shane and Damien just add that extra thing that they
Yeah.
provide because it's their thing. And I feel like a lot of people need to do that. Like, say for instance, if I'm gonna make a desk PC like Linus did, I want to do it my way. So I'll grab my desk, hollow it the fuck out, do it super DIY with basic tools, no $1,000 engineering shit. It's all by hand, and like I use my parts that I have, and I just make do with what I've got, and just like record the whole process, have some fun with it. If anything fucks up, it's my bad and it's my pocket, but at least I did something that was
And I did it my
creative
way.
and at least a decent spin-off to add my idea to it.
Yep.
I feel like more people need to do that. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, like at the moment, we're seeing it's either on Twitch. It's either COD, Valorant, Fortnite, or hot tubs, and that's what is
That's
that's
what's
what
working.
is successful.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Twitch, it's oh, first bot in the chat. Oh, fucking seven
First.
of them. Nice.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
That's how you know you made it, boys.
Yeah, you know you
Um,
made it when there's like 7 bots in there. Let's go.
one, two,
Why do
three,
I have
four,
not?
five.
Why do I not have mod buttons? What the hell? I'm logged into the
Um,
TSN account and I don't have
you don't
mod
have more.
icons.
It's in your chat settings.
Yeah, I just
Pretty
had to
sure.
enable it. That's dumb. Why did they do that? I own the
um,
channel. I deserve the buttons automatically. Thank you.
exactly. I feel like with Twitch, like you almost have to follow what's successful, especially when you don't have, like Harris talks about it all the time. If you don't have a second platform, then don't expect to be successful over here
Yeah,
because
it's
there's
not.
no
There's no.
discoverability.
Nah, there's no discoverability. There's no. The only pushing that happens is with partnered streamers,
Mm.
and not only that, but it's also only with streamers that, you know, you good?
Sorry. Um,
As I
I was
was,
trying to find a good spot to do that in, and I couldn't find one, so I just did it. Um,
nice. I was,
go
yeah, I was just, where was I up to? Fuck. God
on.
damn it. You put me off because I'm like, what are you doing?
um, yeah, there's like zero discoverability on Twitch,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So,
if you don't have a second platform, there's no
there's no point.
space.
There's no space, there's no point, there's nothing that's going to happen because the only things that Twitch pushes are like the big streamers, like the big people with the big numbers. And the only time
Yeah,
you'll
and
ever
the
see
money.
small streamers is like the smaller communities you might like. And it's like still
Yeah,
people with
exactly.
like 20 plus viewers. And it's like, maybe it's not the people
I
you want to
wouldn't call that
watch.
small.
No, like with me, I get an average of 1.2 viewers in the past 6 months. Like, I'm not going to get anywhere, but that's because what I do is my thing, and that's it. And at the
Yeah,
moment, it's just doing Twitch, pardon me, and my music.
bless you.
Thank you.
Huh.
But, like, after doing a lot more research into well known people and how they've become, like, more successful with what they do, I've realized my fault has actually just been I've only been on Twitch. I never put in enough effort to things like YouTube, TikTok, and all that other stuff. Like Twitter, I put too much effort into because I just want to be a funny dickhead. But, um, but no, like I actually do think if you try to become successful on multiple platforms, you have a better chance than trying to be successful on one. However,
Okay.
unless it's just YouTube, which YouTube is easy to just socialize around and spread out. That's super easy. But if you're trying to up your Twitch career, you do have to up other careers with it. That's the downside of it. And there's never going to be discovery with Twitch. It's never going to be a thing. The only time it's a thing is when you, yes, you, the person listening, you decide to click on a category you want to watch and you click viewers low to high.
Yeah.
On
Or you
God.
scroll all the way, all the way to the bottom.
Nah, on God, I do this all the time. That's how I find new music Twitch streamers. Like, I go to the music category, I go viewers from lowest to highest, and I just pick out producers and I like see who's cool, who's actually producing music and not just streaming copywritten music. Which that's still a problem on Twitch, and they're not getting punished for it, so I don't get the big DMCA thing. But anyway,
Yeah.
like it's
It's
crazy how like people are like, oh, I'm getting banned because of this. I'm getting banned because of this. Yeah, because you're getting found out.
yeah.
Like,
Because you've got numbers.
yeah, like if you've got at least two people in there, one of them could be one of them could just become a snitch.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I could have just snitched you, and you would have been gone.
Exactly.
But
I mean, anyone could stitch anyone.
yeah,
Um, that's the dog eat dog world we live in.
yeah,
Like, if you see someone better than you and bigger than you, you're gonna find a reason to try and bring that person down because it's competition.
yep.
Um, the actually recently the times two twins, nice as does
Sorry,
the opens packet of minis. Um, I'm not sure if you've heard of the times two twins, but they're OCE Fortnite streamers and YouTubers, obviously. Um, and that's just gonna just chew in his mic while I speak. Um, um, but they're pretty big OCE Fortnite streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that. But they got taken down for DMCA, and it was actually in their intro song. Um, luckily they were able to fight it and get away with it because in the the song, obviously they play it off YouTube or Spotify or something like that. But in the song title, it's like um, must be some NCS type label or something like that. and in the song title it's like copyright free, and it got um, claimed by a label. Um, so when they kept playing it, obviously one of their 3,000 viewers was like, "Hey, um, you're bigger than me and better than me, so I'm gonna click that report button and see where it gets me." Um, so it's it's the big numbers and the partnered channels that are really in danger in this DMCA landscape sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that I don't see other streamers in Australia that are partnered or in New Zealand that are partnered that aren't playing like Post Malone or Juice WRLD in the background of their streams. That is still a thing, and if Twitch is really going to crack down on this DMCA thing, they have to make a statement in banning or suspending those partner streamers.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do that, affiliates and people who aren't affiliated are going to sit here and play music that they want to play. Um, I know that, you know, from time to time, I'm guilty of that. But that's because no one's really giving me a reason to be
Saver.
scared.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Uh,
honest to God, like, let me eat my food first.
you know Nika that we hang out with, does or Nika that is friends with Magus and
I was
me
gonna say I don't think I've
and
hung out with them before, but yeah.
she has 78 viewers right now. God
Wow.
damn. Like she sort of sits on like 30 or 28 from time to time. She must have got rated from like Mania or something like that. But anyway, um, it's yeah. I think we have to climb the ladder on other platforms before we come over to Twitch and expect success.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of where with TSN we're kind of planning content to go on multiple platforms rather than just here
Mm.
because we know that if we don't grow multiple platforms we're not going to have success over here, whereas on YouTube you can kind of do it, you know, you can kind of just have a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
um but you can't just have a Twitch channel because that's not how that works.
Nah. No way.
But yeah,
Yeah. I. I mean, just in general, I think Twitch is just kind of going down a dark path. Like, um, like you know about like the Amaranth ban and that, right?
oh yeah,
I
yep.
think that should have stayed, but
Oh absolutely.
it didn't. Like,
Nope.
yeah, it was semi an accident, but if anyone of anyone has watched her streams before, you know full well.
Guilty. um I'm kidding.
You know full well, Jay, that you know full. If anyone's watched them, you know full well like how little clothing that they have on and how they just get away with it. And it's like, how? How in the fuck do you get away with something like that on a platform that can have minors no matter what? You can have under 18s watching this person stream and she's only in underwear and a bra. How is that okay in any world? Like, it shouldn't. And she used to get pushed to, like, as a recommended channel. Even for me. And I've never
Yep.
watched a female Twitch streamer. I've only watched, like, 2 in my lifetime. Maybe. Maybe
Exactly.
3. Mainly because,
I mean,
like, that's not to discriminate against female streamers. I'm just saying, like, out of everyone I've ever personally watched, I've probably only watched 3 ever. And they've only ever either played, I don't know, Valorant, COD, or they were making music. And the only time that I get recommended a big female streamer is Amaranth. Like a couple weeks ago, I think it was, or something to that effect. And I'm like, but why? I don't. I. Why is she recommended to me when I'm not actually interested?
Yep.
Like
And
I get that a lot of people like watching her, maybe for reasons that I don't understand. That's fine. They can watch her for whatever reason they want to watch her. But to me, on the value of what I've seen from being in there for like 2 minutes and just seeing arson, that's it. Why? I would rather just go to a pornography website and do it that way. Because then at least I don't get plastered with this channel is made for mature audiences.
exactly.
I don't know, but
I mean, I know that I took like 2 weeks off streaming a little while ago, and I was kind of like, I needed like a mental reset. Like I was kind of stuck in this little rut type of thing, and I was like, I need some inspiration to kind of get me going again. So I watched movies like Cars, with like meaning behind them that I could. That's unbelievably distracting. Um, that I could sort of extract and bring into my own head. But then you go into the second week, it's kind of like, all right, how can I be more successful and bring little elements into my content that change my content for the better? So you start looking at the top of the tree, and at the moment, or at that moment, Amaranth was sitting on 30k viewers, right? So you
sitting in
go
a
in there.
pool on a pickle
So
rick.
exactly, but you go in there and you're like, so what makes this person successful? And then you come out
Maybe it's the thing your
wearing,
limp eye's staring at.
and then you come out wearing a bra and some undies. You know what I mean? That's like you look at you look at Ninja. What makes him successful? Oh, he's really skilled at the game. He's really um, relatable. He's appealing to younger markets. What makes Amaranth successful? Oh, uh, sexuality, uh, sex appeal. Uh, she's wearing very little clothing. What can I bring into my content from Amaranth? Uh, stream naked. Like that's what. That's you know that something shouldn't be allowed when the only thing you can bring into your content is to stream with less clothes on. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, basically, if your thought from watching someone is maybe I should stream myself butt naked, it's like that's not
exactly.
really
That's not how this platform should be.
no.
Um,
But then, like,
and
I think the most fucked thing, right, is Twitch banned
the
them.
category,
No, no,
the
no,
the
not only that,
category is the
but they
worst.
banned Amaranth and then they took it away.
You know why?
It's because
Money.
it gives Amazon money.
Exactly. Like she brings in bags and bags and bags of money. That's why she's not banned.
She breaks bank.
Exactly. It's like what I remember way back when. Um, what was her username? Fucking Pink Unicorn or something like that. Like she was a really big like streamer, but she was really big because she wasn't streaming with a lot of clothing on. Same type of vibe as Avmirth, but she was playing video games, but her whole screen would be her webcam, and this little corner would be like pre-recorded League of Legends.
I remember
like
you made a full joke about that one time on your
on
stream.
stream,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I shrunk my game to this little corner of the screen, and my full webcam was up here. Like, it's the only thing you can take away from that content is maybe I should stream with less clothes on. and that's where this platform is going downhill. You know? Um, yeah, when you can only bring in to your content little things that shouldn't even be allowed, that's where this platform has really got to start thinking about the content that it's pushing to its large user base. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's difficult to really thrive when you've got people up the top that aren't really doing the best they could do to push their following to a positive place.
Right.
No. Um, so for content creators like me and you that are really trying to use their following to be positive and to make an impact, it's like what when when people up the top are like just flashing everybody to get views, it's like why are we even trying?
I I feel like what's even worse is that I've had this issue when like all of the IRL streamers, like I used to get like a fair amount of viewers for my follow account. I had like 2 or 3 at a time. Um, can't say I remember what I was doing. I think like I was doing music stuff in IRL because like doing music stuff and music stuff didn't work. Um, but like I was looking at the top streamers just to see like what they were doing and what they were providing for their community. And a lot of them were like very overly sexualized women with like either large chests or just even just slightly shown off chests or thighs, legs, buttocks, anything. Like
Yeah.
like you'd see how good they look, and I mean that like not as in I'm like sexually attracted to them. I just mean like I can literally tell they look healthy. They look really good how they are, and it's like cool. So I have to look pretty. Fuck.
Yeah.
And like that's why I sometimes don't like streaming with my cam on, because I just think what's the point of looking at this ugly ass face? And that's I think that's a big problem that I don't think a lot of people are going to address. Like I'm sure there's like a decent amount of really good streamers that aren't particularly the greatest looking people. And they could be like super nice, they could be super genuine, they could be really good content creators. But when you really look at things from a certain perspective, like for instance of mine, you really start to see things differently. You don't see things as in like, oh, well, maybe it's just a coincidence that all these people are getting viewers and the people doing creative and interesting things aren't. There must be just some weird reason about it I don't understand. Instead, I think, fuck, I don't look hot, I'm not attractive, I don't have any attractive looking clothing, I'm fucked. I might as well just delete my Twitch account. And that's how I thought for a long while. But once you realize that sort of thinking is kind of dumb, and you kind of push through it and you just keep doing your own thing, you will feel better about it. It's just very unfortunate that not only is it still a thing, it's still a big thing. Like, people still talk about it. People are still avid about it. People still complain about it. And yet, basically nothing's happening, and there's very good reasons as to why. On Amazon's side, they get a lot of money out of these people because they keep getting gifted and being sent subscription money. So of course they wouldn't want to ban them, but if they have to, they might just give them and then wait a couple days, bring them back, and they might act a little nicer, and if something bad does happen, they might try to ignore it. We don't know how Amazon works. We don't know how HR of Twitch works. We're just small people that don't understand the system. Basically, we don't understand the culture. We don't understand the popularity of these people. We don't understand why this is happening to a platform we used to love. Another reason as to why Amazon loves it is because it gets more people on the platform. And the more people they get on the platform, the more ad revenue that Amazon gets, so they can fund more of their own shit into wherever they want. And the more Prime money they get, the better they think yet again, which is why they were able to make Prime so cheap, because they could get so much out of Prime subs and content creators wouldn't get as much. And I think that's very unfortunate for a lot of people. Like, except for the subscriber. I'm sure they couldn't give any less of a shit. But for the creators, and also, you know, for higher up people, or for people outside trying to, like, observe what's going on, a lot of people are just not going to like how this looks. And I'm sure people already don't like how these sort of things look. And, like, not only does it benefit Amazon, but it benefits the people. One, donations. The simplest way to put it, just donations and tips. The reason why they're so good is because they get 100% of the money. And that's problematic, because then that's funding people that are doing what a lot of people claim to be the wrong thing, and then they go, yeah, have $20. That $20 could go into another Pickle Rick, for all you know. You might have just fucking put fuel in the fire. What have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just crap. Like, a lot of people really just don't get how upsetting these sort of things can be. Especially when you realize they're doing it because it works. A lot of people do actually just genuinely do it because it works. And
it does work. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, and that's really it. If it works, why wouldn't you do it? If I was a female, why wouldn't I get overly sexualized lingerie and try and get away with it and get a fuck ton of money out of it? Why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Because if the money's there, of course I'm going to do it. If the numbers are there, of course I'm going to do it. And I'm sure that's probably why Amaranth did it. I'm sure, like...
And people get frustrated when people get mad at people being over-sexualized and dressing in different ways to get a certain amount of views and recognition. But the only reason it frustrates us is not because, and most people would say, oh, it's because you're a male, it's because you hate females. I don't hate female streamers. I don't hate people because of the way they look or the genitals they have or the color of their skin. That's not why this frustrates me. This frustrates me because you're not putting work in to get where you are. You're dressing yourself differently and showing different parts of your body because you know it will get you places that otherwise it wouldn't. You know what I mean? You have nothing else to offer. Okay. You have nothing else to offer other than the fact that you have a chest or a backside to show to your following for subscriptions or tips. And that's where Amaranth is at. You know what I mean? She can buy as many ASMR microphones and pickle ricks as she wants, but she's not putting in work with that. Like, she's not offering anything unique. She's, other than her body and the way she looks, you know what I mean? That's why it frustrates me.
Yeah. The reason why it frustrates me the most is mainly because just... hold on, let me send this joke, and then I'll keep talking. Hold on.
We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Okay, none. You're gonna love that.
You're not wrong. Aside from, I'm kidding.
Nice.
I was gonna say the two words you sent me.
Hey, no. Okay. I think, honestly, I'm not even going to go on. I think we've talked enough about Twitch shit.
we've talked a lot about Amaranth and other females that are doing things that frustrate us.
Yeah. That fuel our menstrual rage. Like, grr, you're female and you get money. This is upsetting to me. Like, no, it's not how this works. But do you have maybe anything else you want to add to the conversation table that we can use today?
Just well, we're talking about your plans for the next couple of months.
Oh, yeah, do
Or
you
the
want to go?
next 6 months. I would like to if the court will have time. Um,
No.
but I think my
No,
plans.
shut up. I already said no. No, I'm kidding. Go.
Wow, I think my plans are slightly different to what people would expect. I think I'm gonna be focusing less on myself and more on what I can do. Why do you do that every time I start speaking? Um,
Hey, do you could
um,
do it to me if you want.
you're gonna eat like six packets of that by the time we finish this podcast.
Wait, one, two,
Um,
three, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've already eaten 6.
oh god.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm
Um,
gonna put this away. Hold on.
um, yeah, I think my plans are slightly different to what people would expect. I'm gonna be focusing more on TSN and the way that I can impact
Yeah,
us.
let's
Um,
go.
rather than myself and my individual growth. I think growing our Twitch channel, growing our YouTube channel, and growing our social channels um, will help us in the long run and maybe me a little bit. So I'm going to focus on that and the way I can impact us and the community.
I'm
I'm not
not
sure what that
alone.
looks
Let's
like now, but
go.
yeah. I think if if does focusing on music, I feel like we need someone on TSN Watch a little bit. Um, and not to say that Does is going to be solely focusing on YouTube because that's on music because that's not how it's going to be. He's going to be focusing on both things,
Yeah,
obviously. Um, but that will give him a little bit of a shoulder to lean on um, when he needs more time with music, and I'll be there. So,
let's
especially
go.
going down to
Let's go.
and our admins will be there. There's people around us that will help us out. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna be on TSN Watch for us and looking for different ways to impact it myself. Whether I have individual streams on the TSN channel, try and grind out affiliate or something like that. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I'm sure we'll have discussions in the coming days and try and work out something that I can do on a regular basis to help us out. So.
Definitely. Like honestly, the only reason why I'm celebrating is because I talked about the idea of like maybe you could shift away from what you're doing at the moment to like maybe help out TSN a bit more. But like I knew you were in a bad headspace at the time I told you, so I was like maybe you won't take it into consideration. As soon as you said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I I feel like on my channel like my numbers have been down, stuff like that. It's been really demotivating, and this is kind of like a new it's not a new thing because we've been around for a while, but
yeah,
it's kind of like we've restarted. It's kind of like a rebirth type thing,
mm,
and it's time for me to see what I can do and see if I can maybe help us reach new new highs this time.
definitely.
Um, and to be honest, the prospect of doing TSN content is really motivating. I really enjoyed the try not to laugh the other day. That was really
That was
fun.
awesome. I
Um,
loved that actually.
Yeah, and when you said about having a chat about content and possibly doing some, I was all for it. Um, I got some bad news yesterday, and there was nothing I could do about it. I needed to take a day away and sort of process that. But I should be okay now, and ready to attack the next sort of month and really see where I can or where we can take TSN. Um, and I feel like the podcast is a good step forward, and there will be more content on the way. I have no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Um, whether that's another trying to pull off, see if you can square the series at 1-1, or
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
by the way, if you haven't gone and watched that yet, I don't know if it will be up on YouTube by the time this is up, but it's definitely floating around somewhere. It's in our Twitch VODs, I have no doubt. So
Yeah.
go and give that a watch. It was a lot of fun.
I gotta start editing that soon.
A bit of a spoiler on Twitter if you want to see who won, but I did recommend watching the video. It was a lot of fun to record.
Hell yeah, that was a
Um,
lot of fun. Um, I think that's awesome. Hearing you say that you're gonna be helping out with TSN a lot more, and I cannot be more grateful that I am because, like, as you put it, like I've got music stuff I want to do and all that, and like I still want to focus on my thing, and it's just great to know that you'll still be around and doing things and helping out around the place as well.
mm.
Like I'm just really happy to hear that.
And it's not to say that I'm gonna put a full stop on my streams on my channel,
No, 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 no.
but
That's
you
why
know,
I was gonna ask. Like,
TSN is gonna be my main.
mm,
I'm not gonna have tunnel vision on TSN, but like TSN is gonna be front of mind, center of frame for me. Um,
um,
yeah.
yeah. So, well, besides TSN, then, like, do you have any plans for like your stuff at all?
I mean, I feel like I have to change things up a little bit, because what we've been doing, sort of the regular Fortnite streams, the regular COD streams, doing Rocket League, doing things like that, our numbers have been down. And although I don't like to look at numbers, it's a thing as a creator you have to keep track of because you know they're growth metrics really. Um, and if you're not keeping track of them, how do you know where you're at? Um,
Mm.
so 890 is around the corner, um, which is really exciting. If there's new things I can bring to the table, then I will do that. Um, but other than that, just really trying to find a consistent schedule with my content and being consistent with it. I've had like 2 days off now, 3 days. When was the last time I streamed? No idea. See, that's the thing that I need to start. I need to really lock into to content and doing things like that,
Yeah.
and that will come as we iron out the schedule for TSN stuff. And I will definitely be putting that first, um, and then do my stuff around that, and then try and fit in some type of physical activity because otherwise I'll go mental, um, or more mental than I already am.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my plan for the next 2 or 3 months. If things don't work out, then they don't work out. But I'm gonna give it a crack.
Yeah.
Um,
It is what it is.
and
And
that was the thing for me. Like, if we're really gonna restart this thing, and if we're really gonna rebrand, and we're really gonna dive into being a Discord server and a community, then this can either sit in the shed and collect dust, or one of us or both of us can really, commit to it and give it some time and energy, and really try and carry it to a new height. Um,
all right.
like where we're at before. We were kind of doing the podcasting consistently. We were kind of doing different things around the server inconsistently. We were recruiting official creators. There was a process behind that, and then we kind of lost it a little bit. You know, you had different things going on. I wasn't really putting as much energy as I could have been into that, and then we kind of fell off.
Yeah,
And you got burnt out because you ended up being the only one putting in time, which I'll put my hand up and say that I wasn't really committed. Um, but with this rebrand and this kind of restart type energy, it kind of gives me a little bit of a breath of fresh air, and I'm ready to go. So
100%. Um, yeah. Look, you're an asshole for making me having to do everything on my own for like
yeah.
what 6+ months during what the drought of TSN basically. Nah.
The drought of the bite of '87.
The bite
Um,
the bite of TSN.
um, yeah.
Um,
Um,
nah, but it's fine. Like, I feel like we were all kind of just not understanding where TSM was gonna go, because at the time we had ambitions where it was like we were gonna like recruit people and we were gonna like brand ourselves with them and like make merchandising and like kind of be not just community based but like create the community with other communities. Pardon me, but you know what I mean. Like we were trying to
mm,
get other people to hop in our boat so we can share the space. But somewhere along the lines, something went wrong, and it started becoming something that we both didn't really want it to be. And I
yeah.
think it's probably especially that for me, because I really wanted it to be like everyone was chatting around. It was a community thing. Everyone was doing what they wanted to do, and everything was going to be fine and fun and tried and true. But um, at some point later down the line, things started to get worse, and then everyone was just not committing to things, and everyone on the admin team was just not understanding what to do or what I wanted others to do. And I think Jay can vouch for that. Like, even he didn't know what to do, especially
Oh yeah.
even if I jumped in. Like, I tried to salvage it, and then at the end, I was just like, you know what? I can't. I've got my own things going on. I can't let this burn me out. And even my girlfriend said like it's just gonna burn me out. Like I'm gonna get worse if I don't do something about it. And it was either I take TSN into my own hands, I do everything on my own and just don't ask for help anymore, or I move on. So I moved on because I knew working on it on my own fully would be very stressful, very straining, and a very difficult process. But if I just um pardon me. Apologies for that. Mother walked in. Got some caramel popcorn.
As if you need more food. He's had 6 minutes before we even finished.
Listen, we don't talk about that here. Nah. So where was I at just then? About yeah. Like I knew I had to just stop and realize I've got my own stuff I really want to focus on. Like my music was getting somewhere. I was like, I can't let TSN stop me from this. Like it's getting somewhere. I want it to keep going. So I sat down with Jay and I was like, look, I'm just gonna leave. Like I can't. I'm gonna give it to you. You do your best with what you've got. You can talk to me if you need to. Just try your best, and I just can't until something gets better with either one of us or both of us. And I feel like now that I've started to kind of reset myself, um, like I decided to clear out my YouTube. I'm gonna start that all over again, and I'm still working on my music, and I'm kind of gonna redo how I do Twitch streams and how I act about them. Um, I felt as if TSN was very dead, honestly. Um, TSN was basically a wasteland when can't remember when it was, but I got invited to just be in the voice chat in TSN instead of just making a group chat. Think was it you or was it Lawson? It was someone.
Maybe me.
I think it might have been you. And I went in and went out a couple times just to use the voice chat rooms and that. But every time I came in, I realized nothing changed. Like there was no one talking, no one was doing anything, nothing changed. There was no new looks or anything. All the roles were the same. The only thing that was different was that just more people were leaving. And I feel like that was because like Jay lost inspiration, admins didn't know what they were doing, and no one cared about TSN anymore. So I felt really upset about it because like me, Jay, and Cody all started this as like a group project basically, and we really wanted this to go somewhere. Well, yeah, it did, but I saw better potential than it has, or than it had. Apologies, but I kind of decided at one point I was like, you know what? If I take this the correct way, I'm gonna try again. And I basically just asked Jay. I was like, "Can you give me back? Can you give me back ownership of the server?" Which I didn't explain to you anything at the time. I just said, "Can I have
He was
ownership?"
like, this is how the DM went, word for word. He's like, give me back ownership of TSN, I've got an idea. And then all of a sudden our color scheme changed. Everything sort of changed in one moment. I was like, what the fuck? Like, almost like I went back in a time machine and everything was like different. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Um, but you talk about like going back to my point of view of sort of when everything went downhill and you handed over ownership. I was like, okay, we've just lost our leader, our founder, the person who created this landscape for everyone. How do I want to tackle it? Um, my initial attitude was every time, every time, man. My
Well, these
initial
are pretty good
attitude was
actually.
like, we're gonna keep our head up. We're gonna keep doing what we were doing. But in essence, what I missed was what we were doing wasn't working. So we had to change the essence of what we were doing. And part of that was get rid of official creators because one, they weren't repping us properly. Two, there's certain creators in there that weren't fitting the TSN brand without naming names. But in
Cough,
essence,
cough,
what
Jay,
we
cough, cough.
exactly that guy, just
Mm.
kick him out the door. Um, but like in essence, what we were doing wasn't working, and we had to change that. But uh, I was going through things. I wasn't finding inspiration, and funny enough, like you talked about before you left, it was like every day you'd wake up and you were like, I should be doing TSN stuff. You
Mm.
know, I should be working on this. I should be working on that. But you really wanted to focus on music. And surprisingly enough, I didn't think it would happen to me. But once you've transferred over ownership, I was like, although nothing was happening in the server, and you guys wouldn't know about this because I wasn't posting about it. I wasn't moving in the server. I wasn't doing anything about it. But in the back of my head, it was like, you should be doing TSN stuff. You're owner of this server. What are you doing? What are you doing to change things? What are you doing to constantly adapt and constantly update and constantly keep people happy? And in essence, that kind of was like, hold on, is this burning me out? You know what I mean? Do we, do I now want to give it away? Do I now, does TSN, do I just give it to Dapper? You know,
Mm.
do I give it to someone who might have some sense of direction? Um, and I will let you in on a little secret, which I don't think I've told you about. But inviting you into those voice channels was kind of like, I knew that you took some time away and you wanted to reset, and I felt with the release of like 20 and albums like that, you kind of found your time. You did some music stuff for a little bit, and you were kind of looking for something else to do. Um, whilst doing that, because you found your sound, you found what works for you.
Right.
So I'm gonna invite him into these voice channels and see if something in the head just like sparks him on. Um,
Wow.
and then you message me, lo and behold, about ownership. I was like, he's back. Um, so it was kind of like, if I could get you back, and if I could get you to kind of, because everyone knows I'm kind of like the guy who has one or two or three or four words to say about something, and we kind of run with it. But you're kind of the brains behind the TSN project. So, um, if I could get you back, then we'd have someone to shine the light and take point on some ideas and really get us back motoring. So, and then once we were back, I could kind of like, have some input on some ideas and maybe take some individual content um of my own idea and put it up on the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel. Um, but yeah, once I got you back and once we were back motoring, then the reset switch was kind of flicked and we could start working again, which was really cool.
Mm.
Um,
Huh.
so sometimes Jay does have some ideas that work. Um,
He was plotting all
um,
along. How dare you?
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling kids.
Wait, who's the meddling kids?
I don't know. Me. Where's Scooby Doo when you need him?
What? Why? What does Scooby Doo have to do with any of this?
Isn't that the line that every Scooby Doo episode? That's the line that the villain uses once they unmask him. He's like, would have gotten away with it too.
Oh yeah, right.
You didn't even get the reference. God damn.
No, I thought it was like a haunted house reference. You know, whatever that movie was with like
What?
the fat blonde kid.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah, and then the Ranger girl and the basically.
Oh,
normal
Monster
kid.
House.
Yeah, Monster House. That's the one.
Oh, that's a great film.
Hell yeah! I thought you were referencing that honestly.
No,
Cause I
great
thought,
film, but I wasn't.
yeah,
Is there a sequel to that?
no,
Are you sure?
yep.
Yeah.
What'd you just find? Just immediately seeing your face. Just says, your face speaks words.
I'm kind of confused.
Why?
There's like fake movie posters for.
Oh
a
my
sequel.
god. Yeah, it's like how Parappa the Rapper 3 and everyone was making fake PS4 trailers for it. It's kind of like that,
Monster
probably.
House the series.
It wasn't a
every other
series.
Saturday. Why? Monster House 2 official trailer HD 2020 with very obvious screenshot of the first movie. Nice.
Pog. Was there even a way to make a second movie after that?
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Unless
So why'd you ask if there was a sequel?
I don't know. It's one of those things that you.
Bro, Monster
Don't-
House was perfection. You don't need to tamper with perfection.
Yeah.
Although,
but
to be fair, they did it with Shrek and they made Shrek 2, so that's
there's
excusable.
a PS2 game.
Yeah?
Why have I never played this?
Probably because you never owned it. Who knows?
Did you own it?
No. I owned Over the Hedge, thank you very much.
So did I on the original Xbox.
I had it on the PS2.
God damn.
I had the graphical advantage. Suck doo doo.
Graphical.
Wait, did I? I'm not even sure, honestly.
I have no idea. Console wars weren't even a thing back then.
Yeah, and then 360, PS3, and Wii hit, and then it was console wars. Back then, it
The
was
Wii
just
clearly
console
wins.
existence.
The Wii clearly wins.
You know what
The
really
console wars.
wins? You know what wins these days?
What?
The Atari 2600.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, on God, like.
Or the Commodore 64. Also, another current topic. Do you have a Netflix subscription?
No.
Oh.
You're really betting on me having one, didn't you?
Yep.
Why?
Do you really
Why do
not
you
have one?
ask me, Jay?
Well, Pokemon Journeys, the series, just
No,
popped up on my Netflix.
I want to get Netflix now, but they're upping the prices again, so I don't want to.
But my question to you is, hold on, let me type this in. Okay, it is on Netflix. I'll watch that after this podcast. But have we reached a point where Pokemon, the story at its core, has been told too many times? Because
Yes.
I started
Yes. No,
episode
Jay, you
1
don't
of
even need to
Journeys.
talk. It's already yes.
But I started episode 1 of Journeys the other day, and I was like, and it was like, this is Power Town, and then it fades into, and this is where Ash, lives. It's like we know this. It's 2021. Who doesn't know this? And it's like I'm playing the start of a Pokemon game again. You know what I mean? Have we reached a point where this story doesn't have to be told at the start of every fucking Pokemon series there ever has been? You know, it's frustrating as a Pokemon fan, as a 20-year-old Pokemon fan that has been around for long enough to know the start of Ash's story and the way that Pokemon came to be. You know what I mean?
You know what? Hold on. Because I trust you this much, including spin-offs, what has been the best series for Pokemon? The best.
Oh Jesus!
Including just
Controversy.
movie-length series or even just movies. Actually, no movies. Movies don't count. Just
I feel
shows.
like
Just shows
I
or
feel like
movie-length shows.
I feel like there's a correct answer. Do you mind if I look up?
Okay,
the
quickly
fucking-
look it up and then just say when you have it in mind. Because if you do, I'll count down.
Series list. Oh god, this is confusing to look at. I mean, I would say that one. Yeah, go.
Alright. Am I going to count down and we're going to be extremely wrong? Or should we go 1-1?
You go first.
Pokemon Origins. Pokemon Origins, dead ass, the best. It had the emotion, it had the story, it all made sense, and it was completely based around the original game. It wasn't based around Ash or anything. It was
Yeah, yeah.
based on Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, and Yellow, I guess.
And yellow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I would have said.
Really, or are you bullshitting?
No, I'm not bullshitting. I mean, the other one I would have said is Diamond and Pearl, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right. Like, it had the emotion. It wasn't based around Ash. It was based around the games. Which is what really popularized Pokemon. You know what I mean? What really launched it into
Well, I mean,
culture.
The shows like did their own thing, but I think everyone realizes Pokemon is for the game or games
Exactly.
if you include. Did you ever try the Pokemon card game? Like actually playing the Pokemon card game?
I've played it through like TCG, um,
TCG
like
Online.
online. Yeah. Um, but because I have no friends that, or no friends, full stop, um, that are in my physical space to play and nerdy enough to play the card game with. Yeah, never played it in real life. What about you?
I'm basically the same. I only like ever collected the cards because I thought they were fucking sick.
Yeah,
I
they are
owned
sick.
like an original. I think it was like an alpha. Um, what was it? It was a. What was the card? Kyogre, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
Um, the opposite of Groundon.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
had like a very special copy of him. Well, it was special to me because it was like one of the original first old prints of it, and I was like, this has to be really cool to me, and it was. And then I traded it for a shiny. What was it? It was the shiny. What's that dragon type one? The one
Charizard.
that's no, the one Cynthia uses. The champion.
Dratini.
No. That's water.
Uh,
Come on. Yeah, it's
Dragonite.
no. It's the one with like the wings and it's got like the single claw on each wing. Garchomp?
Maybe. Cynthia.
It's not Gardevoir because that's a completely different Pokemon.
Like Cynthia in the TV show or Cynthia.
Well, Cynthia uses it in the TV show and also in the game. Is it Garchamp? I don't know. Hold on.
Garchomp. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Garchomp.
Garchomp. Mm.
Okay. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, Garchomp. I traded it for a shiny Garchomp.
Nice.
Yep. And guess what I did at Garchomp?
Traded it.
No, it's in a tin somewhere. I don't know where.
I
Um.
remember being younger and like I was in the hospital a lot.
Mm.
So like at the hospital they'd have these machines and if you put a coin in you get a random pack of either Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon cards.
Did you
And
get
my mum would,
Yu-Gi-Oh like ever once?
yeah, I got it a fair bit.
Hell
But
yeah.
my mum would always be like, "Oh, they'll just end up, you'll look at them like 3 or 4 times and play with them, maybe once or twice, and then they'll end up in like a tin somewhere in the cupboard." And that's exactly what happened. But as a kid, you never really realized that you thought you were gonna hang on to these things forever, and you'd carry them around with you for like a week, and they'd never leave your sight. But at some point, you found something different to do, and then they got lost in a cupboard. I just thought
Yeah.
it was really interesting, like because as a kid, you're never that aware to be like, this will probably just end up in my cupboard. Um, but yeah, it's and then there's these kids.
Fuck off.
Um, but
Look at this
I
card, Jay. Look at this card.
wow,
This card cost me $100, Jay.
what cunt
No, I'm kidding. No, it's worth $100, but I pulled it.
is it in the sleeve?
I don't know. Is it?
Yes,
Yes, you are correct.
I can tell by the shine.
Oh, really? It's by the shine, is it? It's
Yeah,
not by the obvious fact that for some reason it says Kazuki Takahashi at the bottom.
But you can't see that from like fucking.
You can see it.
Why would? Why 1990? What?
Is this card in a sleeve?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that a Pokemon card on the back?
No. It's
What's
Dark
on the
Magician
back
and
of it?
Dark Magician Girl.
Oh.
Does this card have a sleeve?
No.
Correct.
I hope not, because it's a code card. What a waste of a sleeve.
Yeah, indeed. God, you know what? I actually play, um, for anyone that cares, I'm an avid Yu-Gi-Oh player. Like, I currently have like a Sacred Beasts trap deck. Look it up if you really care. Which you're not gonna find it because I'm the only one that really plays the list. But I actually enjoy a lot of the more casual games of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I really wanted to like introduce more people into it because I really wanted to know more people that played it so I could play with more people. But that didn't work because everyone in my local area plays competitively and spends $100 in this game, and it makes me very upset. So yeah, I basically just dropped playing Yu-Gi-Oh in my local area because like I just couldn't care less anymore. So now I just like with my cards, I just play on my own, or I play custom cards, and I have fun making my own decks and stuff. Or I open packs because you know. Anyway,
Sheesh.
you get the sheesh factor out of it. Yeah, I tried to get into Pokemon actually like way before I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think Pokemon was easier but harder. It was easier because like I understood the concept as soon as I played it and as soon as I read the rulebook. But like as I got older, like less people were playing it, so I saw less of a reason to play, and that was the hard bit about it. No one was
Yeah.
playing it. Like I feel that like no one. Well, like some people might have had cards and stuff, but they didn't like know how to make a deck and stuff, or they just didn't want to go get a deck. And yeah, I just gave up and went into Yu-Gi-Oh. So many more people around here were playing Yu-Gi-Oh instead, and then that got popular around here, and people were playing that instead. So got into that ever since my brother showed me how to play, and since then I got hooked, and I never. Well, like sometimes I'd put it down, but I never like truly got rid of it. And I think this deck is very much proof. Um, would would you ever consider trying a card game again? Would you ever consider it whether you had to buy the cards physically or you could just play online? Would you actually consider it?
I mean, I feel like as smart as I can be at times, like Yu-Gi-Oh for me is just a little bit complicated.
Mm.
I can't quite wrap my head around it. Um, and if someone sat with me for long enough and taught me the rules and I could be bothered, like I'd probably get the hang of it.
Yeah.
But it's a skill that I want to learn, but I don't want to learn. It's kind of like here and there for me. And I feel like Pokemon, yeah, I could pick that up. Um, it's just the money, the time, the things you have to put into it.
Yeah.
And who's to know? Who's to say like I can't do that? I mean, I'm not saying I won't, and I'm open to it. It's the same as D&D. I'd love to get into D&D and and maybe start doing that. Because it's a thing that I've never really exposed myself to. Um,
I've
but
I've personally done D&D, and I think I don't know. There's a lot of like thinking involved, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
like needing to know what you're doing, sort of involved. But besides that, there is still like creativity and freedom in that. But like, it's still D&D does get a bit stressful at times. I will admit, it does get quite a bit stressful, especially like in your first gameplay with a new DM or dungeon master, sorry, and then like with the new party members and stuff, and like you don't know what you're doing. You gotta hope that like the DM is really nice to you and like understands where you're coming from and will help you through, and so will your party members. But a lot of the time, especially if you join like a fully kitted out group of people that like they're like fucking avid players, like they know what they're doing. Normally they probably won't help. Normally they'll probably just do their own thing and expect you to also do the same while also knowing how the game functions and works, which normally you won't.
Yeah.
To the right people, that's fine, they'll help you through. To the wrong people, you'll get kicked out the party and you'll never be allowed to play with them again. But
Yeah.
nah, like once you learn it and understand how things work in Dungeons and Dragons, it's quite fun. Especially when you learn how to like create your own characters, enemies, bosses, and your own campaign even. Like I've got an actual set. I've got my own D&D set. I've got a Stranger Things one, so it follows the story that the cast of Stranger Things were meant to follow in their D&D game, but instead I've got it.
Oh, nice.
Well, at least I think that's what it is, but I haven't fully read it yet. I've only like skimmed through it, but it's still really cool. And I'm hoping at some point um I can get like a couple friends together to like maybe play it. I already had a few people that were down, but it's a problem with like you have to gather people and you have to have enough people. And that in itself is already a problem, and you need at least one person that knows how to be a dungeon master, because if you don't have that, if you don't have a dungeon master, you actually literally cannot play.
Yeah,
And I think that kind of sucks.
it does.
Yeah. However, I do like with like boards and card games, there are things like alternative formats. Like how you were saying like Yu-Gi-Oh like these days is fucking complicated as all hell. Like I'm assuming you think like I don't know, let's go Synchro Monsters were confusing and then after that it was a shit show for you.
Oh yeah, like I'm still stuck in the days of, you know, we'd watch it. Like me and my cousins, right? My cousins were were like when we were younger, they were right into like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Like my cousin was always the first one to finish the newest Pokemon game, which at the time was Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, I believe. And I
Mm.
would always go up to him for advice and stuff like that. But after we'd watch an episode of uh, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, right? We'd all get out our miscellaneous.
Nah.
We'd all get out our um, miscellaneous decks that were built out of whatever fucking cards we could find, and we'd play this botched game of Yu-Gi-Oh that no one knew what we were doing, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And now there's all these rules and different fucking sets of fucking cards and all these rules we have to follow. Like it's kind of fucking just take me back to the good old days where we could just watch an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh and try and replicate what we saw and try and summon real monsters in our lounge rooms. Like that's what I want to go back to.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. Like for instance, does this card scare you?
yes. If I saw
Does
that
the
in real
amount
life,
of text on that effect scare you?
yes, I would not go near that. Like, I what am I even what what are we doing?
Yeah, like here. Um there was an alternative format for Yu-Gi-Oh actually, like how you were saying like it's just too complicated with the official rules and everything.
Hmm.
There's actually a format called Speed Duel. So it's basically like a very very run-down version of Yu-Gi-Oh that goes back to being basic. Like the decks, instead of being like what this big,
Jesus Christ!
they're instead this big.
Oh, that's better.
And then like they have things like skills to like boost your abilities, and like it's all very basic cards, and the most complex things you'll have are once again fusion monsters, but that's all you'll have.
Mm.
And like it's a very run down, more easier version of Yu-Gi-Oh that a lot of people actually enjoy because, well, it's easier, and that's what makes it more fun. Because not only are the games like, well, just a lot more fun to play through, but also then it's not as expensive. Like a good deck will take you like $20. Like a really good speed duel deck will take you $20. This thing, that single card was $100, so I don't think you can say the same thing.
I don't even want to know.
No, you don't.
Majors, thank you for tuning in. By the way, I don't know if we're allowed to interact with chat during the podcast, but
I'm sure it's fine.
um, thank you for tuning in, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really interesting that like a lot of things were introducing new form, like Magic the Gathering. I shit you not, has like 6+ formats.
Yeah, no, fuck
Eh,
that.
but like every single one is still quite a bit confusing because just Magic is a little confusing already anyway. But
Yeah.
like their premise made sense because it's not like how, I don't know. Let's say for instance, this deck, its attack is 500 and the defense is like 1,000. Instead, their thing is like attack points and then hit points. So like their attack points would be 3 and the hit points would be 5. So it would be less complicated to kind of calculate. But I still think the way Yu-Gi-Oh did it just makes it feel a lot more powerful. And I think that's what gives it a little bit more of its charm back to Yu-Gi-Oh, because it makes it feel powerful. But like when you read a card and it says, "Wow, 1,700 attack, that's a lot," and then you read a Magic card and it says 3. Like now you understand why it sounds weird at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. Like I would honestly, honest to God, just give you this and be like, try this out, because I tried it with a friend of mine and we actually fucking enjoyed it because it's slower, it makes a lot more sense. The interaction's still there between both players on the same turn, and like it's just more fun.
Yeah.
And it's based around the mobile game Duel Links, actually.
Right.
But it's just like in physical form, basically. Except Duel Links has already gotten complicated, which sucks ass. So, you know, it is what it is. Because they introduced Synchro and Xyz.
Oh, great.
More complicated shit. But thankfully, like, that game has, like, tutorials and stuff that you can go through to, like, teach you everything, which is cool and all. But for fuck's sake, Duel Links lost its charm.
Yeah.
That's
I'm 20 years old. I don't want to learn things. Like, come on, man.
don't want to learn things. Yeah, I think if I wanted to get you into a card game, I'd get you into Speed Duel because it's like one of the easiest to learn at the moment.
Yeah.
However, with Pokemon, actually, are you gonna get the Diamond and Pearl remakes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My entire childhood was vividly, right?
You should have seen my face. I was just asking the question enthusiastically, and you said absolutely. I was like,
we, like, my cousins and me, like, our DSs were our sort of connector type thing. We'd all go around to my nan's house, and sit there on Mario Kart or on Pokemon. We'd use our escape ropes on Diamond and Pearl, get down to the cave system and interact like that. So my entire childhood was like playing Diamond and Pearl with my cousins, and I'm excited to get back to that generation of Pokemon where things were slightly more simple and there were no fucking fairy types. Fuck.
There's
Anyway,
no fairies. There's no Gigantamax. There's no. To be fair,
exactly.
I
No
think the only
Dynamax.
mechanic that they ever introduced that made sense was Mega Evolution. It's
Yeah,
the only one that ever made sense.
yeah, exactly. I think, um, you know, it kind of lost its like kid-like charm when they added these storylines of like, oh, the world's going to explode, or we've discovered this new crystal that makes your Pokemon fucking
I'm gonna come on the moon.
exactly like what is going on. Um, so I'm excited
Yeah,
for when Diamond and Pearl comes out and we can relive those memories and sadly it won't be on a DS, but
yeah.
um
Oh my
yeah,
god.
excited to get back to it.
Actually, you know what? Mainly because my opinion on it, Diamond and Pearl remix fine, but the art style on that just kind of gets me on edge and makes me a little concerned. And I think everyone could kind of say that. Like the chibi style is kind of, it's
Yeah,
like Let's Go but worse somehow. What I'm actually excited for is Arceus, but I think that, honest to God, is a whole different topic. And I actually want
I
to,
think I think well, if you want to lead into it, then go for it.
no, you go, you go.
I think Arceus is going to be something different.
Mm,
Um, and it kind of looked like Pokemon Snap cross sort of the originals cross a little bit of Let's Go. The good things from everything coming into one. And if that is what Arceus turns out to be, then that's what it turns out to be. But I think as Pokemon fans and as fans of the original games, we kind of have to at some point we had to open our minds and understand that the originals weren't going to stay the originals forever. Um,
mm,
like the gaming industry is forever evolving, and Pokemon has to do that as well if it's going to appeal to generations beyond this one.
definitely.
Um, so yeah, I have an open mind going to Arceus and going into the remakes. So as much as I will be disappointed if the remakes aren't a good tribute to the originals, I think we have to have an open mind about what's to come.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Arceus is gonna be like the breath of fresh air Pokemon really needed. Like,
yeah,
um, because if we go back through Pokemon, like how the games have been is it's been the actual games this whole time, and then suddenly they made a Gold and Silver remake for the DS, which everyone actually loved, and then going on, they made the second Black and White. We don't talk about that here. Um, and then later on, they made a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Which, what's your opinion on
loved it,
Ruby and Sapphire remakes?
loved it.
Like,
Um,
100% with you. Like,
I finished that game 2 or 3 times. Um,
I lost it to an ex.
oh really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a whole interesting ass story, but like, it's something I can't really go public about because that got very wrong very quick.
fuck.
Yeah.
Um,
But long story short, um, I lost a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I lost my Yu-Gi-Oh
Jesus,
3DS game, and also Pokemon Omega Ruby.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Damn.
I was very
Um,
sad because I didn't have a working DS either, because I was borrowing it from her, and then what happened, so I didn't have access to anything.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Um, I was actually just looking for my DS, but
Bro, I've got a 2DS now. I'm down to fucking jam.
yeah. I think a lot of my memories for these games and a lot of my love for these games comes from not just the games but the memories that happened around them.
Definitely.
Um, and I remember when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and the first person I texted was someone I don't see very often, but he's my second cousin, right? And we don't see each other very often. He comes up for the holidays sometimes. Sometimes we go down there. He lives in New South Wales, so we have to make a fair trip to go see each other. But the first person I messaged was because the holidays were just around the corner, and he was just about to come down. And I was like, "Homie, you better have this game for when you come down, because we're assessing this game." And I remember we completed it um, in the same room together. And so we experienced it together, and we were battling each other every now and again. We're kind of like, in game, how you have that rival that you pick at the start. We're kind of like real life rivals. It was kind of cool. Um, but I remember we weren't quite doing Nuzlocke, but we were completing this game together over and over and over again, just because it was so fun. So I feel like, although it's on a less portable console, and the people with what are they called? Switch lights? Is that what they're called? Um, the people with Switch lights are gonna have a lot of fun with this game, and a lot of fun with their friends, and people with Switches through an online world. Um, Especially COVID, are gonna have a lot of fun with this new Pokemon game, and I'm glad that Diamond and Pearl gets to reach another generation. So um, yeah, it's gonna be cool. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm messaging my girlfriend. Um, no,
Piano interrupting the podcast. Right.
no. She needs help with some applications, so I'm just trying to help her out.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I think the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire remakes were amazing. Like, I played through it a good amount of times, and it was the first game I got a shiny in.
Oh really?
It was
I don't
a
think I've ever had a shiny.
shiny Gyarados, I think.
Oh yeah. I feel like if I've had a shiny, I feel like that was my shiny too.
Hell
Like
yeah. Was it
they were
Gyarados?
just
Oh god, I'm not sure
the
anymore.
red, the one that turns red.
No, no, I'm trying to remember if it was actually Gyarados or if it was a different Pokemon entirely.
Hmm. Um,
Nah, I remember it was a water Pokemon. It wouldn't be Melodic because Melodic was Diamond and Pearl. Oh no. Oh no. I actually don't remember.
um, yeah, I am. I think remaking games is gonna be a thing that we see a lot of in the years to come. Just because our generation experienced a lot of things that were great and need to be seen by other generations. You know what I mean? Like Diamond and Pearl was fantastic. It will be remade, so another generation gets to see it.
Mm.
And things like Modern Warfare 2 are speculated to be remade. It touched our generation and was great. So another generation gets to experience that. Um, and I feel like a lot of things are gonna go down that road. Like, who knows? We could see like remasters of like Wii Sports or something like
I
that. That would be
wish.
cool.
I
How good would that
wish.
be? Um,
You know what? Honestly though, I just want to quickly jump on to like the end of my thing that I was on about before, about
mm,
like the remakes and everything. From like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, honestly was what the last good remake. I think we can all agree with that. Let's Go was okay, but it wasn't really a remake. It
no, I
was
would call that a remake.
it was kind of more like a retelling than a remaster or anything like that. Um, and then after that, we got what we have now. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Is
Yep.
that is that the names?
Brilliant Diamond, yeah.
Yeah.
Shining Pearl.
I think Shining Pearl's the other one. Um, I the only reason why I'm not too keen about it is just because, like, we've already found out at this point that Bandai Namco does a better job with Pokemon models than fucking Game Freak these days. And Game Freak made Pokemon. How crazy!
Yeah.
The models in Pokemon Snap were beautiful. Like, I've seen the models in Pokemon Snap. They're gorgeous. They look brilliant, and they're to scale. It all made sense, and it looked fantastic. And it wasn't purely made by Game Freak. It was made through Namco, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Speaking of Pokemon Snap,
oh,
I need to go pick up a copy of it.
oh, did you order one?
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap Stream when?
Soon.
Hell yeah.
Soon. TM.
Soon trademarked. Great, no one can say the words anymore.
Nope.
Alright, speaking of Pokemon, the new system it's on, the Switch, right? It's good and
Yeah.
all. 720p screen in handheld mode, 1080p on the TV. How do you feel about the new model?
The new model.
It got announced like yesterday.
Oh, I've just seen that actually
Yeah.
on the EB Games.
7-inch OLED model.
Why?
Congratulations, you said what everyone else said. Like, we were
It's-
all expecting a Switch Pro where it had upscaling to 4K and a lot of actually decent stuff. The only thing we get is white Joy-Cons, a nicer looking dock, a LAN port in the dock, and an OLED 7-inch screen, which is slightly bigger. It's like by 0.5 inches. But to be fair, if you've used a PS Vita before, you know the benefits to an OLED screen. It
Yeah,
just...
but, like, why?
And you know what the crazy thing is, right? You know how it's $50 more?
Yeah.
You trade in your Switch towards the new model, you still have to pay $229.
Huh? Why? Okay. So, uh, so you pay $539, right? If you're new to the Switch market, for an OLED screen, which for most non-tech driven people would mean absolutely zero. Yeah,
Like,
but you're paying.
there's no hardware upgrades. There's no performance updates.
It's
The
still 720p, still 1080p when docked. Why?
Apex doesn't run any better. Just go play on PlayStation and
Exactly.
PC.
Yep.
Oh, and Xbox. Sorry, Joe.
Wow. I mean, like, in a world where Nintendo has been third or fourth for a long time, depending on how you look at it. Nintendo has been fourth for a long time to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, the PCs, then Nintendo, right? In a world where they could be doing so much more to put themselves ahead of at least a, a PlayStation, maybe, you know, they could at least be trying to compete with Sony and Microsoft, but instead they constantly kick themselves in the foot by releasing models of things that don't really. What are we doing? Like a white Joy Cons and an OLED screen on a Switch. Why? Like, that's all I can say is why. Like, what is the marketing scheme? What who in the marketing department at Nintendo was like, you know what, we need an OLED screen on a 720p display that doesn't really change anything. What, like, in a world where they could be doing so much more.
As I said, the screen is a little larger as well. I think it's like by 0.5 inches. So it's instead of 6.5, it's 7 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, look, the only reason why I like it is because it's a slightly bigger screen, which honestly, I do play the Switch in handheld mode quite a bit, so it is beneficial for a nicer screen to have. Mainly because the colors will look nicer, the brightness will make more sense, the screen will be bigger, so it's not as daunting to look into. But there's still the glaring problem of it's just not powerful enough to run a lot of games.
Why?
Get away from your mic now, Jay. Oh god. And also I think the LAN port is great.
Oh, it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, but they should have just had that in the original dock instead of the
Exactly.
fucking USB cable. Instead of the USB port in the back, they should have made that an Ethernet port.
Yep.
But they didn't. I don't know why. That was a bit dumb. But anyway. Yeah, I don't really want to start a whole shabockle rant about it because I feel like the whole premise is basically just, why did Nintendo do it? At least it's a somewhat nicer screen and we get a LAN port. That's it. Oh, and we finally officially get white Joy-Cons.
Yay. Cue the FNAF night ending children screaming sound.
Everyone's ears is bleeding now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's great. If you're listening to this podcast on the way to work in a car and you just drove off the freeway, and blame Dad, sir.
Yep. Blame me. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I ruined you. Alright, you know what, though? Do you reckon they'll actually release a hardware-improved Switch? Do you reckon they'll actually ever do that?
I hope so. Because we've been sitting on the same mediocre thing you would expect from Nintendo over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And the only time it ever changed was maybe the 3DS. Okay? So
The 3DS got hardware improvements at one point. It got hardware improvements. But the Switch hasn't. Not once now. The only hardware improvement it's had is a screen. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're playing Smash. No one actively plays Smash in handheld mode unless they're playing it casually somewhere. And normally, the screener that has now will be sufficient enough. Like, I don't think people are going to find that a problem. Like, normal, avid Smash players will realize, well, I need a low latency monitor and I need to be on Ethernet. So, of course, the only thing appealing to them is the Ethernet port. But is the Switch dock going to be sold separately? Probably not, but oh well. Just buy the LAN adapter, lol. I guarantee you everyone's going to be on and off like that the whole time. Like, just buy the adapter, lol. Just buy the adapter, lol. Yeah, see? That's the $2.99 thing. Oh, wait, I thought it was $2.29. No, it's $2.99. When you trade your Switch console.
Why? I keep saying why, but that's...
At this point, it's a mute question. But hey, at least they're getting pretty new boxes.
Built-in LAN port. Nice.
Do you reckon we're actually going to get the docks? Do you reckon that'll happen?
I hope so.
I really want the... Apparently, the new Switch model is coming out the same day Metroid Dread does, though.
Oh boy.
Metroid Dread looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
The Switch on its own is $539. The new Switch.
Wait, no dock.
No. It comes with the dock and all that. but like the new
Oh,
Switch costs $539.
yeah.
Um, I feel like what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna trade my old Switch, cause like I feel like I'm gonna be able to part with it for a good amount of time, for as long as this trade deal happens. Um, I don't know how long it will, but yeah, CPU and GPU, it's still the same Tegra processor. It's still the same. Apparently the battery life's up though, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
The new stand on it's pretty good though, but honestly, it kind of needed that the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of putting they put this out and they're like, here are the things we forgot to put in the first time. Like, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like the Switch, but what it should have been since day one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, putting in the screen and doing what they did the first time did make it cheaper, fair. But I'm sure a LAN port doesn't cost that much to put in. I'm certain it doesn't cost that much. And like, I just don't get the big deal with why they had to wait until now to just release white Joy-Cons and a white dock. Like, why couldn't we have a white variant since day one? Why couldn't we have a better kickstand since day one? Why couldn't we have enhanced audio since day one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to read through. Um, why couldn't we have a bigger battery since day one?
Yep.
I'm just very.
Confused.
Yeah, I'm conflicted. Like, I'll be getting it unfortunately, just 'cause it's an upgraded Switch, and I'm sure once a hardware revision does come out, I'll trade in the new one to get even more of a deal on the newer one. But I'm just upset that Nintendo decided this would be a good thing to release. Because everyone was expecting all these new things to come along with a bigger, better Switch, but then this happened.
Yep. Yeah, it's not pleasing as a fan.
Nah, that's why I'm just sticking with my 2DS. Who needs a fucking flip screen where you can just put the fucking thing to sleep?
Dude, I can buy Pokemon Crystal as a digital download for $13. Nice.
Wait, on EB Games?
Yeah.
You're
For my
joking.
3DS though.
For 3DS?
Click on more platforms and go 3DS.
Platforms. 3DS. I can get Heart Gold for $13.
You can also get silver.
Oh, that would have been such a good 3DS. I would have loved to have those 3DSs. Especially since you can't buy 3DSs anymore. Is console hardware.
Pretty sure I still have one.
What have they got?
Anyway, moving away from online shopping with Dudster and Jay.
No, we're not done yet.
I think
Bro, the Minecraft 2DS XL would have been sick.
because everyone played Minecraft on the 2DS, you know.
Oh, of course, home delivery is only in selected areas, so I'm fucked. Yep, that's also okay. Yeah, it's only in selected areas. Yeah, I'm screwed. Anyhow,
Um, we've been going for 2.5 hours.
I can kind of keep going, honestly. Like, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying just having a chat.
Yeah, same. One thing that I really like to see is and you might not be as informed about it as I am, but the success of 100 Thieves, right? Um, and and this is something that I could talk about for a long time, but I think what they've done well is they've gotten really big people to really push them forward into something that is fantastic. Um, I hope you choke. um, yeah, but I think what they've done really well is, Nate Shot has really came in and pushed them forward. Um, and they're really selling their premium brand. Um, like their merch dropped the other day, and I spent $200 on it. So they're having some success, um, and I think as a smaller community, we could really take some inspiration and some notes from them. Um, and I feel like if everyone takes a leaf out of their book, then they have a chance to be successful. Anyway, before Dudster falls asleep, what would you like to talk about?
Right, so I know Roland has come out with new gear lately. Some new MIDI controllers and stuff, which is great and all. But I feel like they really need to release MIDI hardware that helps producers rather than just like live performers. Because I think a lot of companies have been doing that a lot lately. And it kind of hurts. Makes sense. Kind of hurts, but. Wow, Jay's not doing the same. Okay.
See, I am emotionally mature and can listen to people talk about things that they're passionate about without being a complete dick.
Fine. You want to talk about courage sucking nades? Bit. No, I'm kidding. Big throbbing revenue.
Throbbing review.
No, I unfortunately can't say much about like esports teams and stuff, mainly because I just don't follow any. Like I used to follow Cloud9 at one point. I used to follow into what they were doing, and I fell out because I didn't see the big thing about it really. Um, I don't know, Jay. Why don't you explain like the big thing about esports and why people get into it?
I mean, I think for me, I, you bitch. Um, I think for me, like esports has always been a part of what I was doing. Um, like early days for me, it was like optic gaming and phase, like um, the typical teams that you follow. And then 100 Thieves came along, and Nade Shot was someone I really connected to during his time in optic. So basically, anything that Nade Shot was doing was the thing that I was gonna be following. Um,
I can still hear you.
so did you move over to like speakers or something?
Yeah.
Oh. Um, so, and then he explains the meaning behind 100 Thieves, and it's like, it's this thing of like taking what's not given to you. Um, and because that's what a thief is, they take something that's not theirs. Um, and That's what it's about. Like it's about you want that championship, well go take it. Go work for it and go take it. Um, so yeah, that's why I follow so passionately behind 100 Thieves, and that's why I wear this stuff around because it's you know one it's a premium clothing brand. They're people call them the hoodie org, right? Because they invest so much time into their merchandising that it's almost esports comes second. You know what I mean? But they still excel in esports, but it comes almost second to their merchandise. You know, Cloud9 and FaZe is kind of doing it a little bit now, but you're not going to go into your cupboard every day and put on a Cloud9 jersey, but you can go into your cupboard every day,
And
and
get
if you
a
have enough of
Dudster
it,
jumper. You can get it
exactly,
over at non-applicable because I shut down the store.
Dudster.com/merch. I'm kidding.
You
Um,
wish.
um, but you can go into your cupboard every day, and if you have enough of it, there's enough items of clothing on 100 Thieves website that you can wear them around to any sort of function, and it doesn't look like esports clothing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You can wear it out, and it could be a nice, like you could wear it out to a dinner. Like the hoodie I just bought is plain black with their little 100 Thieves in the middle. And you could almost mistake it for something you bought at like Culture Kings or something like that.
Mm.
They're putting themselves up there with Champion and those sorts of clothing brands, which is nice to see. Um, yeah, but that's why I get behind them, and that's why I'm so enthralled in everything they do and taking notes from them, both as an online personality and as a person who is involved in running a community, because they have had this overreaching impact on the wide media to the point where they've almost transcended esports and became a community, but they've got that esports element in the background.
Mm.
Um, something everyone can get behind. Like they appeal to the League of Legends market, they appeal to the COD market, they appeal to all the esports they're in. Everyone can get behind them, and for one reason or another, whether you came over because of Courage, whether you came over because of Valkyrie, or whether you were attached to Matt, there's there's a million different reasons to be a part of what 100 Thieves are doing. Um, yeah, I think yeah, that's without taking the whole 2 hours to explain my point. Yeah, that's why.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I guess really passion drives everything.
Hmm.
And like anywhere, like passion drives people to do things to influence other people with their passion and so on and so forth. And I can kind of understand at least a tiny bit better now as to like why esports is so like intoxicating in a way. Like it's not just like this team got like really close to finishing the Overwatch League finals match. Um it's also like about like who's in there and like what they're all about, what their goals with their careers are, and
Hmm.
um, like things like their merchandising, their profiling, and everything like that. All of that and more just adds up to who they really are and why people really follow them.
Yep. And I think that's the essence behind what we initially tried to do with TSN was if we pull enough official creators in with their own fan bases, their fan bases is going to follow whatever they do, right? So you take that, and what 100 Thieves did is Courage with 8 million subscribers or something like that. He's now in 100 Thieves. So he's under that banner. Then 100 Thieves get that kickback, you know. Then Valkyrie, female, uh, 10 million plus on YouTube, was pulling Twitch numbers when she was streaming on Twitch. They get that kickback, and that platform builds off those personalities underneath it. But Matt, as the founder, came in with that big platform from esports initially, so that's where they were able to work into esports, just because Matt had that platform in Call of Duty and knew how that worked. So it's an interesting thing to follow.
Mm.
And I think, what what we sports teams, what they have in common is you can wear a uniform, right? You can wear something that is synonymous with that team and feel a part of it, right? 100 Thieves have done the same thing. You can wear a hoodie, you can wear a jersey, you can wear a pair of pants and feel like you're part of that banner.
Mm.
Um, and that's what I like, is being part of something that is bigger than an individual. Um, yeah, I suppose that's why I get involved.
Fair enough.
I spun around in my chair because I think um, I have like a jersey behind me that is 100 Thieves, but I can't find it where it is. It's on my bed somewhere, but
Nice.
I won't go diving across on podcast to go find it. Um, yeah.
Nice. What are you doing now?
There's a cable on my chair wheel.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm.
Well then, that was an interesting peek into a 100 Thieves fan.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's something to strive towards too. Like, if you ever get that big, and if you ever get that platform behind you, you can do different things with it.
Mm.
And every boy and girl and every person that's ever dreamed of being big online, initially in the 2010 2011 era, it was FaZe Clan that everyone wanted to be. It was, Cloud9, it was Optic Gaming, but now 100 Thieves joins that fray of everyone wants to be there. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it's just something to aim at and something to want to be as a community, or as a banner that people are going to be under. You know, they're definitely something I take. I want to take TSN to be at that point too. You know.
Right.
Mm.
I think my only ambition with TSN personally is just get it to somewhere where I can look at TSN and say I'm happy with where it is.
Mm.
Like, I don't care if it's like a few months later from now where we have like a community that actually talks and stuff, and we have community events and we're doing like the weekly stuff. We're still doing this podcast. Like, even with that, I'd probably be very happy with where we're at. Whether we're getting new community members, new viewers, new followers, whatever. Like, I don't think I really mind that as much as I would mind. What was that?
My crotch fell over.
Thought you thought there was someone like in your room knocking shit over.
No, I have no one tied up or
Jay,
trapped in here. It's fine.
Jay,
What?
Jay.
What?
You're lying.
Be quiet back there.
Nice. Oh god.
Got him.
Got him.
No cops, be cool.
Nice.
A question for you actually. Have you ever watched the film Pursuit of Happiness or The Pursuit of Happiness?
No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It's got Will Smith in it.
What was it called
Um,
again?
The Pursuit of Happiness, but happiness is spelled HAPPYNESS. It's on Netflix. Would highly recommend. Very much worth a watch.
Oh, I have seen it. Yeah.
Mm. It talks about um, the pursuit. Well, it's in the title, isn't it? The pursuit of happiness. So it's like, uh, is happiness a thing that we can have, or is it just something that we constantly chase? Um, and in this film, like, we see this man go from having a wife and a kid, you know, he's just trucking along, he's getting by, right? And all of a sudden, the walls fall in on him, and the wife leaves him, his job goes under, and he has to sort of think on his feet, like, and it's about like working for uh, what what you want and working for a greater purpose, like, um, and eventually, you know, he goes through this film, and it's like this part of my life is working to be happy, and eventually at the end, like, he's like, this part of my life is being happy because he worked for what he wanted and he got it.
Mm,
um so I feel like if you haven't watched that film, I would highly recommend it. um
definitely. I think I have seen it actually.
yeah, I watched
After
it for the
looking it
second
through.
time yesterday.
Hmm.
I watched it for the second time yesterday, and I
Nice.
cried for 10 minutes afterwards. um because it's just, it puts a lot of things in perspective, you know. um
Right.
in this day and age, when something goes wrong, you know, especially in your teenage phase or even if in your early 20s, something small goes wrong, and you think your world's ending. um but until you're homeless and out on the streets, and everything's really falling in, um it's not really the end of the world.
Mm.
um yeah, that's my little spiel.
That's
Um,
fair.
I recommended to I recommended it to Goose the other day as well, because I think it would be good for him to watch. Um, but yeah, just sort of, especially when you need a mental reset, it's a good film to watch. Um,
For sure.
yeah, my little book report on that movie for you.
Nice.
Um,
Is that what you had to present to the class today?
yeah, I miss being. That's what I miss about school. Like, as much as a pain in the ass that book reports were, you really got to read a book and then think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like, now you've got to just watch movies and think about them on your own. But getting to tell someone about it is quite fun.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like when you get to school, it's like you start reading, you just go,
you
huh,
just
my life is in shambles. I relate to this book.
exactly. Yeah. Have you ever seen the film
No, my book!
or what?
Okay, it's fine. I thought I ruined one of the pages. It's fine.
Have you ever seen the play Dear Evan Hansen?
I gotta look up that one. That sounds
Been
familiar.
being made into a film in September, and I'm really excited for it. Um,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, it's being made into a film in September. Um, and I'm really excited to see how they do it justice, and it will be my first time really seeing um, it in film form, which could either cure my depression or make it worse. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Space Jam actually comes out fairly soon over here, the new
Mm.
one. Um, I'm excited for that as well.
Wait, you say Space Jam?
Mm,
Yeah, Space Jam looks pretty sick, actually. Like, I didn't like it at first. Really didn't. Just
no.
really didn't. But I'm kind of giving it some time in my head now, and yeah, I don't mind it, actually. I like what they're doing with it. Kind of just wish Michael Jordan was in it, but let's move on. Yeah, the real reason why we cry during movies is because the original
Yeah,
cast isn't in.
exactly. Like, especially LeBron James. Like, I lost a lot of respect for LeBron James over the past month and a half, but um, for someone who's so good at basketball, it's just kind of sad when they realize how good they really are, because they get this ego about them, um, this star attitude that um, everything they have they deserve, and they shouldn't have to work for anything. And I'm sure that's not what LeBron thinks, but it's the way he acts. Um,
Yeah.
if that's gonna be your legacy, then that's gonna be your legacy. But you see, like, guys like Kobe and Michael Jordan, the legacy they left on basketball was, especially Kobe, like that Mamba mentality that he talks about. You know, there's, he worked incredibly hard and didn't take any day for for granted, and he came out there and had that same attitude every time, and worked for everything. Um, but we've kind of lost that. Um, and for especially for LeBron, who was so close to, those guys, um, it's kind of sad to see him traveling that way. But back onto Space Jam, I hope they do that film franchise the justice that it deserves. Um,
100%.
the game, on the other hand, I'd fuck me sideways. Um,
Wait, the game?
they're making a game, yeah. It's a 2D fighter platformer type game.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
That's what I said.
I mean, there was the PS1 game,
Yeah.
but what?
Just seemed like a money grab to me. Um,
What? I'm looking at screen grabs now and like, this makes zero sense.
it's like, how does this relate to the film in any way?
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Like, where's the basketball game in it? There's fucking Dance Dance Revolution bits in this game. Oh, wait, no. No, that's something else, thank God. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but... Oh, it's coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Great.
Cool, time to check Xbox to see when I need to uninstall it. Well, that ruined my day. That honestly ruined my day. Oh god. You know what? I'm gonna just stay happy that we have the first. That's
Uh,
it. I'm gonna just stay happy
yeah,
that we have that one. I'm just gonna ignore its existence.
yeah,
If the movie turns out mediocre to bad and the game turns out to actually really have no reason to exist, then I'm just gonna act like it doesn't exist. I mean, I feel like that's
yeah.
what a lot of people should do. Like, for instance, how should I put this? Like, with a movie franchise, for example, let's say, like, you didn't like the original 3 Star Wars, just pretend they didn't exist.
Yeah,
Because, quite honestly, you could probably watch fucking 4, 5, and 6 and it'd still make sense.
yeah,
Or, like, you didn't like the Disney saga? Fine. Act like they don't exist. Just watch the first 6. That's all.
yeah.
I mean,
I did not
that's a
like. I did not like the Disney saga. I'm
nope,
gonna be honest with you.
nope, nope, nope.
It just got too complicated for me.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it, honestly.
Especially the Han Solo. What? What? Oh, I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about it without
What
fucking dry reaching. Jesus
you mean?
Christ.
You mean the bit where Kylo Ren does it? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Stop! You're actually ruining people's ears with this. Jay, don't. I see you leaning towards it. Stop. Stop. Don't. Stop. Stop, or I'm just literally
Okay.
shutting down this podcast midway.
Midway, it's been 3 hours.
Bro, who cares? I'm enjoying this. I might. You know what? I'm really just thinking, right, that we kind of just have this as like a Twitch and YouTube series. I feel like that'd work. I think turning this into an audio podcast is just too much effort, and I think this as a video format just makes a lot more sense for us.
Yeah.
Especially since we were literally making video jokes at the start of the episode, and it wouldn't work any other way.
I mean, it wouldn't take very much effort to put it into audio. But, I mean, how hard is it to set up an Anchor account?
It's not. It's not. The Anchor account isn't the problem. It's more just I can't be fucked. Like, I know that's
I
a
mean,
really bad mentality to have, considering we're trying to reboot and branch out and everything. But
I mean, I could do it if you wanted me to. But if you don't want to, then you don't want to. Like it's not.
I mean, we
It's not.
could.
It's not. The end of the world.
It's not not.
For anyone listening to this on Spotify, if it goes up on Spotify, I love you.
I'm so confused right now. That's what I'm doing. You're so weird and quirky.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here
Sure.
for branding purposes.
For what?
Branding purposes.
Nice.
And settling payments.
Oh. Can my phone, like, stop being so low on battery? That'd be great.
Maybe charge it.
People liked Saw 6? Why?
I love Saw 6, man.
Saw 6 made the least sense, so I loved it the most.
It was a great film.
Um. Mm.
Yeah, I just messaged back my girlfriend and I just said Saw 6 made the least amount of sense and that's why I'm giving it a 76 out of 10.
Wait, you said that without context?
No, because she just messaged me about how Saw people apparently like Saw 6 because we just recently actually finished watching from 1 to 8 or 1 to 8, yeah.
There's 8 Saw films?
Well, there's 9 now if you include Spiral.
What the fuck?
And they're apparently planning on doing a 10th one.
Have you watched, like, the Glass... Is it called the Glass Trilogy?
The Glass.
You know the guy with, like, split personalities?
Oh, it's like...
It's like Glass, Split, and then... something else.
And then
Glass.
it's the dude that thinks is invincible and couldn't die and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it was the split personality one, and then it was Glass, which brought those two and Mr. Glass together.
Yeah. So
I
it was
loved those.
Unbreakable,
I mean, I kinda-
Split, and then Glass.
Yeah, I can't. How do I?
Split was a great film. I don't think I've watched Unbreakable, but Split was a great film.
I don't know if she thinks I'm joking. I said the 76 out of 10 thing, and the she thinks I'm serious.
What
did she say? She's like, you can't count on breaking up with you.
What are you doing?
Just stretching.
Yo, do you know where your DS is?
Nope.
Oh. I
I
was
will find it soon.
gonna say we could play Pokemon.
Right now.
Not like right now, but like once the episode's over.
Live on the podcast.
Bro. We just do a full episode where we're just fucking
Wait.
playing Pokemon Sun and Moon.
We just commentate like blow by blow for those in audio form.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Dodged to use Ice Beam, but it missed.
Shit.
Jay used Splash.
Shit.
Splash! Best film in. Best film? Yes. That is the next thing the creators of Pokemon need to create. Splash. From Magikarp's point of view. Fade in. All my life I've been a useless fish. No one ever catches me because I'm useless. And then, like, they break into a musical number.
What the fuck?
These are the things I think about when I'm laying in bed at night.
It's not about like TSN content ideas or like design ideas or
Splash.
merch ideas. It's Splash from Magikarp's perspective. Come on.
Think about the dollars that would make.
None. It would make nothing. Look at what the Magikarp app got. Nothing.
There's a Magikarp app?
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
How do you not know about this?
Magikarp. Oh, I played that before.
Oh, so you didn't know about it.
Yeah,
You like it?
I just forgot about it. Let me install it again.
I know.
It's called Magikarp Jump.
We're never playing Pokemon. It's just gonna be fucking.
It's just Magikarp.
It's just Pokemon, but it's just Magikarp.
Imagine.
So, so Red and Cumstain, welcome to the lab. Pick your first Pokemon.
Magikarp
Would you
the
like-
fire type. Magikarp the water type. Magikarp the grass type.
Would you like Magikarp? Magikarp? Or my personal favorite, Magikarp.
That Magikarp really likes you.
This one seems to want to rub himself on you. I think you should take that one.
Imagine the Pokemon animes, but except like Pokemon, Pikachu is replaced by Magikarp.
Nothing would
It's just
happen.
like- It's just like this flopping fish on Ash's shoulder all the time.
Gulp, gulp. And I was just like, shut the fuck up, we're in a cave. Carp, carp.
Oh boy. Okay.
How
I
would it?
think we've gone off the rails.
Nah, I think we're fine.
I can't get up.
I think if anyone's gone off the rails, it's you.
I can't get up.
Oh yeah, you quite literally can't because your legs can't support you getting up.
Call help.
I'll call Bianca.
How is she gonna help me? Are you actually?
Hi, I think Jay needs help. She just hung up on me.
What?
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow! I thought I was so offended. Earlier today, she said my face is terrifying.
That wasn't today. That was yesterday.
Oh fuck! Every day's playing into one. It's fine.
It's fine. It's not like time matters. Time is a construct made by man.
Exactly. Ugh.
Did you know that Earth was a man-made machine? Don't fall back down. Don't fall
What?
back. Don't fall back down. But hear me out. Where's the proof that Earth could still stay as a planet after the Big Bang? Where's the proof? Where's the proof? What are you doing? What are you doing? We've lost Jay. Hey, maybe you can find your DS.
What did you just say?
Maybe you can find your DS while you're down there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Bet you won't.
Now I legitimately can't get back up.
Do I need to turn off my screen for TOS?
No, I have pants on.
You say that. I'm worried you're lying.
Call help. This man isn't calling help. Hello?
Hmm?
Call help.
No.
Why?
I already tried. Just get up, lol. Yeah, you're getting there. Let's go.
Stay here.
Jay, come on. Get up. I think this show is really gonna show our true colours to everyone at this point. This is really showing both of our personalities, or lack thereof. I fucking saw you bash your desk just then.
Oh my god. What
What'd you just drop?
what the fuck has happened?
What'd you drop?
Oh my god. What the fuck? I don't know. Holy fuck. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff that's loading. What is that? What in that? Is that your headphones? Or
Yeah. I had to plug them back in.
oh, I'm assuming they're working now.
Yeah.
Sick.
Episode 1. Jay's headset falls apart.
After 3 gruesome hours. This is the best 3 hours of my life.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, but my
Kind of offended.
my 2nd year anniversary with my girlfriend was the best. Thank you very much.
Oh.
You know,
We have a
when's
girl-
our anniversary, Joe?
Fucked if I know. Well. How the fuck do we work that out?
I know a way. If we quickly just go to twitch.tv. Make sure that the stream is muted, Pog. And then we go to twitch.tv /JJJDIDAK31. And then I go to chat. Go, I'm not there. Why am I not there? Hello? I am there. Say I'm in chat. Do it, please. That's fine. Okay, I've been following since 18th of June 2000. Well, yeah, I'd say when I followed was probably like when we were actual starting to be friends, honestly.
What date was it?
According to Twitch, that was 18th of June 2017. So ours would have been last month.
Oh.
Ours would have been 4 years.
When did I start for? Hold on.
We're far shy, y'all.
Oh, I did Dudster 40. Is that bad? That I did Dudster 44.
No.
That's probably bad. Dudster.
Official.
Fuck.
Oh, actually, something I want to just quickly bring up. You know what I realized we can do now?
Right.
If you want to get rid of your numbers, and I want to get rid of the big official thing at the end of my name, we can become TSN Dudster and TSN JJ Didact. Because we both still have a name change available.
Interesting.
Yes. However, I kind of have to just consider it a little, just 'cause I need to know what's right for me.
Yo, what took you so long to follow me?
Why? When did I... Wait, when...
April 22nd.
What?
April 22nd, 2017 is when I followed you.
It took
You
me
followed
2
me like
months.
4 months later.
No, April, May, June. That's 2 months. That's weird.
Wow.
Why did it take me 2 months to follow you? No, I swear I followed you and then like I must have unfollowed and then refollowed for some reason. I feel like that would have had to happen. I'd think.
I wish you could scroll all the way to your first message in someone's chat.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I could scroll, but
That's a lot of
I'd be
scrolling to
here
do.
for 2 days.
I don't think we really have that sort of time. Um. Well, Jay,
Yeah.
is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Not really. Unless you've got something.
No, not really. I think we're about in an end here.
Nice.
I think
Feel
we're
like
about
it's
done.
Feel like it's been a successful podcast. You've seen a cripple fall off his chair. You know, we've shared opinions about various topics.
I
Everything a good podcast needs.
I had a lot of minis.
Yep. Some would say too many.
Some would also say they don't care about my hygiene, so I'm allowed to eat what I want. Thank you.
Yeah? Well, maybe she needs some more minis. All around me are familiar faces. Worn
I'm
out
not gonna
faces.
You don't even know the lyrics. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and everyone that we fail to include because Twitter sucks. Thank you very much.
You forgot about the Zers and the X people. I'm putting she here in my Twitter bio.
I'm putting ZZ as my bio. If you don't pronounce
to
me
be
as
edgy.
Z, I am literally blocking you.
Should I put J in my Twitter bio?
Jim.
Ginger.
That's actually fucking great. Mine'd be did. Why is that so funny to us?
I don't know. We're probably gonna get cancelled for this.
Yeah, probably. Alright, boys, we'll see you on the other side of the pen, Emma. Alright.
Rip.
Thank you all for tuning in to this very first episode of the TSNCAST. We appreciate you all for tuning in. And hopefully next time we'll have a better intro. We'll have more things to talk about. It might be the same length, it might be shorter, might be longer, who knows? Depends on how much we want to talk. Which might be a lot, which might not be a lot. Who knows? Who cares?
We could be here for 30 minutes next time.
Yeah, we could be here for like 10 minutes for all we know.
Huh.
Could just be waiting.
So how you been, Jay? Yeah, pretty good. All right, that's it for this week.
It's just like, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this. Oh, well, okay. I guess this episode's already ending. Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, Jay, thank you very much for tuning in today.
No worries.
Real quick, do some shout outs. Where can people follow you specifically, Jay?
Me specifically on Twitch, I am JJJ.ac31. On Twitter, I am just JJJ.ac. On Instagram, it's the same as my Twitter. And that's all the relevant platforms. On TikTok, I am just JJJ.ac. And that's about it for me.
And for anyone listening that wants to know how to spell that, that is JJJDIDAK.
Absolutely.
For me, you can follow me on Twitter at DudsterOfficial. You can follow me on Twitch as exactly the same, DudsterOfficial. And that's it. I don't think I have anything else at the moment. I'm going to set up a TikTok possibly, but we'll see how things go. You can also...
Spotify.
you can listen to my beat tapes on SoundCloud, bro. No, I'm kidding. You can actually have a listen to my stuff on YouTube as well as Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else under the name Dudster. That is DUDSTA, Dudster.
Please use his music on as your sound on TikTok as well, because we get a giggle out of watching everything that goes up on there. So
You know what?
uh,
Oh, God, imagine if just one day I'm like, use my music in your TikTok so we can react to it on an episode of the TSNCAST.
that would be so cool.
Hell
How
yeah.
cool would that be?
You know what? If we talked about it early enough next week, I reckon we can get some people to do it.
Yo, what if I did like a thirst trap on one of your sounds, and then it comes up in the reaction? That's funny. I'm gonna go do that.
No, you need to do like things that turns on disabled people.
Oh yes, well, I'm gonna go do that. Part 3 coming soon.
Oh yeah, you never did a part 3. Oh,
Part
because you
3
can
coming soon,
you can
but it's
only
gonna
disable
have-
2 legs, not 3.
It's gonna have a part. It's gonna have a part 3, but it's gonna be under a Dodster sound, so we get to react to it on the YouTube channel.
Hell yeah. So yeah, if anyone has like any TikToks ideas or anything, and you actually get to this part of the video, which fucking congratulations. I don't know how you made it. But
I don't know either.
you want to use any of my sounds on TikTok, go ahead. They're all free to use. You won't get copyright claimed or anything because I haven't turned that stuff on. And yeah, you'll be basically set to go. You won't get charged thousands of dollars for something I did on accident. And that's about it. If
Be
you want,
sure to look out at your local cinema for Splash from a Magikarp's point of view.
and make sure to go trade in your Switch for a new, slightly, maybe, probably not too much better Switch at your
It's
local.
white, so it has to be better, right?
Oh.
Don't cancel me. That was a comedic joke.
Oh.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. It's called a joke.
It's
It's
funny
called a
'cause we're
joke.
white and we're not good enough. Alright. Thank you all for tuning in. My name's been Dudster, and over there has been Jay, and we will see you next Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when this comes out. I don't know how long it'll take to upload.
Maybe you should send it to me because I have better internet.
I mean, you can just download it from your end, can't you? Because you can just download it straight off Twitch.
Oh yeah,
You might as well do that.
good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie.
Alright, we'll catch you all in the next episode where we will be talking about actually I think we'll
Things that come to mind.
we'll be talking about things that happen throughout the week that follows, and also we might be talking a bit more about some spicy things in the world of TSN. Or maybe not. I'm not your dad. Alright, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.